Do, 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 do. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here, episode 3 of Real eFootball. So, if you didn't watch last season, we had the assassination of Smart Assist. We went all the way through, made a valiant climb, got up to around 90 points away from Division 1, and then it just became, for lack of a better term, a shit show. I lost all desire to play. I was extremely pissed every time. It wasn't about football anymore. I was playing terrible, and then I just gave up. Not to mention, the entire season was essentially a battle against what I guess eFootball, I guess the nickname is Haram and then of course the Smart Assist users. Two different things from my experience, right? You have the players that do both, play Haram and use Smart Assist, and then you have just Smart Assist abusers. They might try to play real football, but it's the computer making their decision. And then, of course, Haram where they'll go after cross spam over and over and over, or whatever other exploit, maybe bad connection, and just go for constant tackle backs. Just everything wrong with eFootball they try to exploit for the sake of getting victories. Okay? So here's where, and it's 1-1, here's where my problem is. I enjoy the football version of this game, truly. But I can't stand the non-football nonsense that has taken over. Like, never in the history of this game has there been so many ratty players, so many losers. And I don't say that term lightly. I say it a lot, but many don't understand that it's not just a random insult. I truly mean it, because no winner, no winning person with a winning mentality plays the game in which these players are playing it, right? Where they'll use a computer to get results that they otherwise wouldn't get, where they'll play anti-football to get a result that they wouldn't normally get, right? All these things are ruining the game. Nowhere in football does someone ignore every other part of the game and just look to play the ball however they can get it into this area here to then play across, which I wasn't able to get off there, but you know what I'm talking about, over and over and over. That's only in eFootball and in this current version, because headers are OP, especially when you have Smart Assist on. But even without it, and bad gameplay also affects it, because if the defenders can't jump up and challenge for the head ball, of course you have a free header and essentially a free goal. It's no different than the players that use this nonsense with the 2-3 wingers and just cross over and over to one particular player that is only boosted in heading, right? It's anti-football nonsense. You see all these ridiculous formations that players will come up with. There's just a lot of things that players are doing that make this game look like a joke, when truly underneath it all it's a great game. And of course it's infuriating, because you know that it's a great game underneath all the crap. You know that all these players are capable of playing true football, and no matter how good or bad they do, at least you're actually competing in the sport that you're playing a simulation of, right? By no means am I the most sharp eFootball player. Out of all the football games, this is by far the most challenging, and this is the game that I need the most work in, because I've played the least in it. I grew up playing PES. Oh, that would have been beautiful. And gave up pretty much on the eFootball. Once it went from PES to eFootball, during that initial PS5, the first ever title on PS5, and the game released, and as usual, Konami did terrible going to a new platform. They historically have always done that, rushed the game being released on the new console, the newest generation console, whatever you call it. Sorry, I'm trying to literally focus on this AI match against a tough opponent while talking, and I haven't mastered that, so I apologize. But the point is that I'm warming up now, and then I'll go into the game after this, and I'm going to try to enjoy the football the best that I can. Come on, bury it. The best that I can, yes, we'll take it. But I'm only human. I know about all these creators that don't stream and only make videos on their best moments, right? They don't show their breakdowns. They don't show, or their meltdowns, I should say. They don't show, like, say, when they're packing players. They only show that big moment when they get the players they want. They only show the best highlights, and maybe they'll throw in some losses here and there. because nobody just wins all the time. But even in the moments where they show or they lose, it's like they played very good or it was a tight game. Even though they're going through the terrible moments too, and it's just so fraudulent. And that's a problem with a lot of content creators, and I don't want to do that. Same with not speaking my mind. I give you everything raw and uncut. It's unfiltered. I'm not rehearsing what I'm saying. I'm not making sure that I say the perfect thing and don't stumble on my words. I'm giving you the real deal, the same experience that many of you go through, because that's what players want to see, right? They want to see if maybe there's other ways to handle things, other formations, other tactics, certain methods with dealing with the rattier players, stuff like that. And so that's what I try to show. I try to do my best with it. Do I always do the best job? No. Do I sometimes get more heated than I should? Of course. Do I always have the right answers? No. Nobody does. But I just give it to you raw and uncut, as real as it gets, and I learn from you guys as much as you learn anything from me. The goal of this season, of course, get to Division 1 and get as high as we can in Division 1. My best finish, I believe it's like top 65,000 Division 2, but that's without playing with all the BS, and that's with limited time in eFootball. The more I play this game, obviously the sharper I'm getting. No different than any of these players that play eFootball and use Smart Assist would get. It's just they won't put in the work. Some of these players using Smart Assist have thousands of hours. They're way ahead of me, and that matters because eFootball is the most unique game. It's the most unique feel as far as the speed of play, the movement, the amount of time it takes to pass and shoot the ball. There's just this totally different feel than an FC or UFL or even goals. They all have that more arcade speed of play. I would say at all those games, goals has done the best job to keep the true to football feel, but while it still definitely has that arcade feel. eFootball is the most unique football game by far and the best true to football experience. The true life players and legends are all amazing. I just released a video. Actually, as we speak, I'm going to go release it. Make sure you check this video out, even if you leave the live stream. The video is really about another huge issue that's being put on the back burner due to Smart Assist, which is the addiction to purchasing players and why it ties to how bad the gameplay has been recently, right? I don't want to give too much of it up, so make sure you go check that out. It is literally, as you see, available now. Let me actually share this, as I normally do. Let me share this on my X. All of the attention has been on Smart Assist and trying to get that nonsense feature removed, which is great. That absolutely is objective number one in eFootball. However, I wanted to focus on another. And then let's make sure my boys over in eFootball get it. We got some new responses. Community is full of rats that will never change. You have no hope. Even if you're Miss Smart, they'll never remove the script. I mean, this Beskin, he does have a point. F Konami. We have nothing to look for. The whole truth about eFootball. 92 proof rigging exposed. You won't believe this. Huh. What's this? Year 11. 6.2 thousand view, okay?
What you're about to see is investigative analysis based on industry patents, community data, player testimonials. Konami has not confirmed these systems.
All right, so we're going to check this out. That's interesting. All right, so I'm going to let them know I'm live now. So we'll check this out. So basically, I'm part of the problem. I want to first say that. Here's my team. Obviously, I spent this over some time. I actually had another account too. Thousands of dollars gone into this game because I love using these players. Like, I'm a huge football fan. These are all players that I've watched and watched and watched and seen historic videos of, watched full matches, documentaries, the whole nine. And so there's a reason I buy these players, and I don't mind putting money in because they do such a good job. But the way that Konami releases these players and the cost, the price tag, is what's ridiculous. I don't mind spending money, but the tag and the fact that it's a gambling approach to maximize profit, so you have to keep putting money in to get the players instead of having a certain price point, all that's ridiculous. And I don't like how the grinders and even like the top players in the world who may not have money or want to spend money on this game are just shit out of luck. There's no way for them to get these players. I do not agree with any of that, and that's what that video I made is on. And it looks like we have another video here that we're going to check out that was shared from my Discord. That's got quite a bit of traction. So I'm going to react to this, and then the goal is to get straight into Division 3. We just got in. We lost to the 300th ranked player in the world, who I was absolutely destroying, and then he started just spamming crosses, ends up getting the win. And at that point, I was almost just totally done. We play the 200th ranked player next. So back-to-back games versus these crazy opponents. We beat that player, the 200th ranked player in the world, we beat 4-2. The kicker, smart assist. The first game, 300th ranked player using smart assist, I could not do a thing. All he did was cross. That's all he did. Now, he did end up scoring regular goals, but at that point, my spirit was already crushed, right? The second game, that player felt the wrath. Even him, though, I outplayed him the entire game, and I'm sitting here going, the only way these players get these ranks is 100% through smart assist. But what happens overall, besides just the players using smart assist, is it creates that negativity. It creates that toxic culture where all you're doing is hunting for smart assists, where all you're doing is getting pissed off at the game. You're not enjoying the good football that could potentially be played, because there's a lot of good passing patterns, a lot of good moments, some great goals that I scored, and it didn't even matter at the time because that first game already, it was just, here we go again, right? You get that feeling of here we go again. The player I played the first game, complete rat. Other players in my community, one in particular, Christopher, had played him, beat him 4-1, and he was a smart assist abuser despite thousands of hours being a top-ranked player, and it just crushes. You don't even care. You don't want to play, because if you lose, you're just losing to a computer, and if you win, right, the football is so ugly, it doesn't matter. The way smart assist hinders your players, the way that it enhances your opponent, and all of this ties back to greed. So you can check out my video for that, but let's react to this here, right? So more and more negative stuff continues to come out about Konami. They have recently denied having a script in their game, but many call BS. Just like the models that Konami shows with the percentage of players using Smart Assist, nobody, including myself, believes that. When you yourself play the game and face Smart Assist game after game after game after game, and then they release this model showing that barely any players use Smart Assist in Division 1, 2, and 3, but based on your experience, there is a way higher percentage, something's up, right? It's hard to believe Konami. With the script, maybe they said no to the direct question, is there a script in the game? But perhaps it's DDA, perhaps it's something else. No doubt about it, there's something going on behind the scenes. You can feel it in game. And the fact that so many players feel this way about the game, no one's going to take Konami's word for it, and it really just it's just a bad situation for the game, because underneath all the crap, there's a really good football game that can be played. A combination of these rap players that are new age, right? Because historically speaking, eFootball has had the best player base, the most skilled, the most mature, on and on and on. And you just do not see that anymore. Historically, all of the casuals, the kids, the more ratty players would play FIFA, which was the more popular game. It's definitely way more arcade like, easier barrier of entry. Like you can go in and easily pick up games like formerly FIFA, now FC, or even the new UFL. Much easier to pick up and have success in than eFootball. But then it's like Konami wanted those less skilled and casual players because it means more money, more players, more money. So they create things like Smart Assist, the defensive system clearly created for a noob. Um, and it also, with that, creates a lot of nonsense to that overshadows what would be a great game. So we are going to get into this video here that was shared to me by someone in my Discord community. Shout out Beskin. It says Konami's 92% proof rigging exposed. You won't believe this. It's got pretty good traction, 6.2 thousand views 2 weeks ago, and it's not from a very big creator. So that means that a lot of people are checking this out, sharing it, and we are going to see if we think it's legit or not. That's the bottom line. But this is from, looks like Aegon 9, if my Roman numeral reading is correct. AEGON 9. Make sure, or is that 11? As you can see, Roman numerals aren't my specialty. Whatever it is, you see it on screen. Make sure you give them some love. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe now and leave a like. Make sure you do that on not only my stuff, but every content creator you follow. It does help a lot, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, both to Aegon as well as myself, if you don't mind. So let's get into this video and see what we have here.
What you're about to see is investigative analysis based on industry patents, community data, player testimonials. Konami has not confirmed these systems exist, but the evidence suggests otherwise. And they really don't want you seeing this. This is EA's patent, filed 2017, Dynamic Difficulty Adjustment. Quote, adjust match difficulty based on player engagement to maximize monetization likelihood. End quote. Activision has one too. Matchmaking systems designed to increase microtransaction engagement. These patents are real, public record, documented. And the evidence suggests Konami is using the exact same systems. In eFootball, right now. On you. Let me show you how. Here's what these patents describe. Before every match, an algorithm analyzes you, your recent wins, your spending patterns, your session length, your ranking momentum, then calculates, should this player win or should they lose? Not based on skill, based on engagement optimization. Win too much? System suggests handicapping you. Haven't spent money? System suggests frustration incentive. About to quit? System suggests easy win hook. Climbing too fast?
Now I want to explain something here. This absolutely makes sense when you look at Konami's other strategies. When you look at the fact that they add a Van Dijk Showtime card after releasing an Epic, but they add Visionary Pass. They add just enough important stats to where the meta of the game and those improvements help. Same with Thuram. They add long reach tackle, which is becoming a very important Showtime skill for defenders. Because that way, players who don't have Thuram, of course they're going to want him, but players who do will want the upgrade as well, including players like myself. I went and upgraded both Thuram and Van Dijk, and it cost me a total of $130 to get the same two players I already had. Now, I also went and got, well, I didn't go and get, I had to get Ferry and Pirlo because of the gambling system. I couldn't just pay, let's say, $50 for Van Dijk or Thuram or pay a certain upgrade fee. No, that would make too much sense. I had to just gamble like the rest of the players looking to get these guys, whether they had the players or not. And along the way, I happened to get Pirlo and Ferry, but I may or may not use them. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have got them. Just like most of these players I received along the way of getting these main players. Now, I have the ability to do this. I create content, but that's just an excuse. I probably would get these players even without creating content because that's the addiction. And it's not hard to believe this type of thing happens, you know, what's being talked about with a certain system to make sure players keep playing the game. When I didn't play for a while and came back, and this tends to happen, but this time around I got both Easy as well as Bellingham, right? I had Bellingham, another upgrade that I had to just gamble for, and then Easy's another player that I got back to back out of the coins that I won from the game. Not to mention, during that little whatever you would call it, you rolled or played and then moved up in the season pass looking thing until you got like a golden ticket. I got the 1,000 coins or whatever the max was. That's what allowed me to even spend for Bellingham and Easy, and I got both of them. That has never happened before, and it just so happened to come on the heels of me not playing the game in a long time. And I've done this several times where I come back and I have great luck with purchasing players. And then other times, like with Romario, I'll almost empty the entire pack. Van Dyke, I got early. Thuram had to empty almost the entire pack. If you go and break down the spinning cycle every single time and when I got players early, when I got them late, it's almost no doubt that Konami has some type of system to maximize their profit. With how strong AI is, and how strong AI is in particular in this game, it's hard to actually believe that they don't have a system in such as what's being talked about here.
System suggests invisible ceiling. This isn't theory. This is documented in EA's patent. This is documented in Activision's patent. And player data suggests Konami may be using similar systems. Every frustration you felt may not be random, may be algorithmic, may be designed to keep you playing, to keep you spending. Let me show you the patterns. But here's what you need to understand. If Konami is using these systems, and the evidence strongly suggests they are, it's not random. It's precise, calculated, psychological. There are 5 patterns. 5 ways the algorithm may be controlling your matches. Patterns that players report experiencing. Thousands of players. Same experiences. Same frustrations. And when you see them, you'll realize every loss you blamed yourself for may not have been you. Watch. Pattern 1. Win 1 match. Normal. Win 2. Building. Win 3. Dominating. Match 4. Players feel slow. Passes miss targets. Opponent suddenly perfect. You lose. 80...
Guys, it happens all the time to all of us. I mean, this is not made up. My run to Division 1. Now, of course, on the other end, you're going to look at those players like Nick runs a foot market. You got to give him credit. He comes in, he doesn't play eFootball, similar to me, plays FC. I play pretty much every football game. And either situation is the same, where we're not as sharp as eFootball as we would if we just played. I get all the way up to Division 2, 90 or so points from Division 1. He gets to Division 1. Now, yes, he plays for a living. He has a lot more time he can put into it. Although I still put a good amount of hours and have been putting. And some players can just storm straight through. Look at a player like Indominator, a more true to eFootball player that's very good. He's able to not only beat the smartest players, but consistently get to the top. So while there is a lot of players who match what is being said, you do got to look at those other players. However, could they just be the exception? Players like Manessa, eFootball Universe, some of these players that play so much and they have great skill, could those players just be that 1% that are so skilled they beat the computer, right? They beat this system, if you will.
7% of surveyed players report this. 87%. After 3 wins, match 4 feels different. Statistically impossible if random. EA's patent describes exactly this. Quote, after detecting win streaks, system may increase difficulty to maintain.
In FC, it's very obvious. When you go 7-1, 8-2 in champs, everybody knows what's coming. The sluggish feel, the terrible connection, everything works against you. Now again, this is where the exception part comes in. Some players, I believe, are just good enough to still win despite this. But every single time, you'll start off, you'll beat a majority of your opponents, and then you go through this window And then the last few games, once you either get wins through that rough period or losses, then it feels more evened out. Your players feel normal. Next thing you know, you're like, and it happens week in and week out. You can feel the dip and then the rise again to where the gameplay feels normal. So if so many players are feeling this, how could it truly be nothing? It doesn't make any sense.
In engagement equilibrium. End quote. The evidence suggests Konami may be doing the same. 3 wins, then the wall. Pattern 2. Stop spending coins for 2 weeks. Players report team performance drops. Shots hit post more. Passes intercepted more. Players feel slower. Then, new featured player drops. This will fix your problems. You spend, performance immediately improves. 73% of surveyed free players report this pattern. Activision's patent describes this exact mechanic. Quote, system may match players based on microtransaction history to encourage spending. End quote. The evidence suggests Konami may use similar correlation. Don't spend. System may create frustration. Pattern 3. Play for 90 minutes. About to quit. Suddenly, easy opponent appears. You dominate 4-0. One more match. 2 hours in. Frustrating loss. Can't end on a loss. 3 hours. You can't stop. 68% of players report this exact pattern. EA's patent describes session length optimization through outcome variance. The evidence suggests Konami may use the same hook. That one more match feeling may not be you, may be algorithmic. Pattern 4. 45th minute goals, 85th minute goals, 396% more frequent than random distribution. Not slightly more. 396%. Statistically impossible if organic.
Now, other games have 100% been caught doing this. UFL had something called Showtime goals or whatever the name was. It was some stupid name where they said it's always exciting to get goals right before half and right before the end of the game. So they enhanced the team with the ball, their stats, and even decreased the defensive team to encourage goals at these times. And obviously they quickly removed that. It was so obvious. But other games like Konami and eFootball, they deny it. It's so obvious. How many times have you been tied or trailing by one, and you get the ball and you just know you're going to score, or you know you're going to get scored on? You can tell. You go for a tackle that you would get 99.9% of the time, you all of a sudden miss it, right? You go for a shot that you would never usually score, but you all of a sudden score it. This is without a doubt true. More goals during stoppage time in the end of the game. It's the same in each football game, because it's supposed to be exciting or better for the game, and it totally ruins the game because it takes the whole skill-based battle that you just had, right? That's getting less and less anyways as far as games being, decided on skill, and it just totally throws everything else away. It becomes who has the ball at the last moments to win the game, right? It's ridiculous.
92% of players report conceding at these exact minutes more than others. The pattern is undeniable. The evidence suggests algorithmic momentum shifts, predetermined dramatic moments. Those last-minute heartbreaks may be scripted. Pattern 5. 1-700 rating. Climb for weeks. Progress every day.
No way.
Hit 1-700. Stop. Stuck for months. 76% of players report hitting invisible rating walls. Same numbers. Different players. The evidence suggests algorithmic population.
I had no idea this was coming, but I just talked about this, guys. My experience throughout was frustrating at different times. That 1700 rating to the point where I crashed down to like 1580. I beat 3 top Division 1 opponents in a row. I'm talking top 200-300 players. It shot me right back up to 1700. I take a break. Listen, I played for 9 hours. I take a break, I rest, I come back the next day, and it was just disaster from there on out. All that time to get to 1700, then to crash again, then get to get back there. And the whole thing was I would have gotten to Division One within a week, just like Nick. We were on almost the same exact schedule, not planned, but to have non-eFootball players come and shoot up the ranks like that. Now I still finished respectable, but I totally gave up after it just seemed like I was even pointing it out. Like I'm beating all these players. Next thing you know, I couldn't beat a Division 3, 4, 5 player, right? After beating top players in the world along the journey. And so this makes total sense because it 100 something occurs, right? You can't go from playing at a certain level now unless fatigue or burnout and then you play bad, of course, but well rested, come back the next day and the game just doesn't feel right, and it's always at these same rankings.
Distribution. That ceiling you hit may not be your skill limit, may be where the algorithm placed you. You're not a player. You may be a population statistic. Every frustration you've blamed yourself for, every loss that felt different, every time you thought, why can't I climb, may not have been you. EA's patents prove these systems exist. Activision's patents prove their industry standard. And the evidence, thousands of player reports, statistical impossibilities, undeniable patterns, strongly suggest Konami may be using them too. You're not imagining it. You're not crazy. You may be in a system. Evidence 1. EA's patent, United States Patent Number 10-471-348, filed March 21st, 2017. Public record. Title: Automated Control of Difficulty and Dynamically Controllable Aspects to Improve User Satisfaction. Page 7, Section 4B. Quote: The difficulty adjustment system may monitor player performance metrics, including win-loss ratios, in-game purchases, and session duration, to dynamically adjust game difficulty parameters in real time to maintain optimal engagement levels and maximize monetization opportunities. End quote. Word for word. EA admitted it. In a legal patent, dynamic difficulty adjustment, to maximize monetization, it's real. They do it. And if EA does it, why wouldn't Konami? Evidence 2, Activision's patent, U.S. Patent 9-789406, filed October 15, 2015, title, System and Method for Driving Microtransactions in Multiplayer Video Games. Section 3A. Quote: The matchmaking system may analyze player transaction history and strategically pair players to encourage purchasing behaviors. Players who have not recently made purchases may be matched against players utilizing premium items to demonstrate item value and incentivize acquisition.
Unreal.
End quote. They pair non-spenders against spenders on purpose to make you want to buy. It's documented. It's legal. It's happening. And the evidence suggests eFootball may use similar systems. Evidence 3. Community data. 10,000 players surveyed. 50. Question 1. After 3 win streaks, does match 4 feel harder? 87% said yes. Question 2. Does team performance feel worse when not spending? 73% said yes. Question 3. Do you concede more goals at 45th or 85th minute? 92% said yes. Question 4. Are you stuck at a specific rating despite improvement? 76% said yes. 10,000 players. 42 countries. Same patterns. If random, these should be 50-50 splits. They're not. 87. 92. 76. 73. Statistically impossible if not systematic. The patterns are real. You can't stop the algorithm. If it exists, but you can see it. And seeing it changes everything. 3 wins? Match 4 feels different? That may not be you getting worse. That may be the system adjusting. Don't tilt. Stay calm. It's not personal. Team feels nerfed after not spending. That may not be bad luck. That may be frustration incentive. Don't cave. Resist. Session hits 90 minutes, sudden easy win. That may not be random. That may be the hook. Quit anyway. 45th minute goal against you? That may not be bad defending. That may be scripted momentum. Stay focused. Can't break rating ceiling? That may not be your limit. That may be algorithmic placement. Keep pushing. The algorithm, if it exists, controls outcomes, but it can't control how you react. That's your power. Awareness. Resist the monetization manipulation. If the spending correlation exists, don't feed it. Frustrated after losses. That may be when the system wants you to spend. 70% of purchases happen after frustrating sessions. That's not coincidence. That may be design. Featured player drops right when your team feels nerfed. That may not be timing. That may be targeted. Wait, 24 hours. Frustration fades. Performance may balance naturally. Every time you resist spending when frustrated, you cost them money. Every time you see the pattern and don't react, you win. Not in the game. Against the system. That's the real victory. Don't give them your money when they may be manipulating your emotions. Give it when you decide, not when the algorithm suggests you should. The question everyone asks, is this legal? Yes. Is it ethical? That's for you to decide.
No, absolutely
EA's
not.
patent is legal. Activision's patent is legal. Dynamic difficulty adjustment isn't illegal. Matchmaking manipulation isn't illegal. Engagement optimization isn't illegal. It's just hidden. They don't tell you. The algorithm may be analyzing you before every match, deciding difficulty, optimizing monetization, and they never disclosed it. That's the problem. Not that it exists, but that you didn't know until now. Legal? Yes. Transparent? No. Fair? You decide. Why? Simple as money. Konami's mobile gaming revenue, $1.7 billion. 2023, 68% from microtransactions. eFootball is a business. And these systems, if they exist, maximize profit. How? 50-50 win rate keeps everyone engaged. Everyone thinks they can climb. Everyone keeps playing. Frustration creates spending spikes. Players report buying featured players after frustrating losses.
So you guys get the picture. Again, thank you to Beskin for sharing this, but the bottom line is some people will look at this and say that's absolute nonsense, it's all conspiracy. However, I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think that, and it could be 100% everything we just watched was true, but just for argument's sake, I believe it's somewhere in the middle. It's definitely not totally false. You would be insane to think that as well. There's no doubt something. We all feel it in the game, whether it's mistakenly identifying it as like delay causing issues, mistakenly identifying players as using smart assist when other things are at work. There's no doubt there's something, even when purchasing players. There's no doubt that there's something going on, and there's no doubt that Konami's eFootball is the worst at everything we just talked about. FC, you've seen, they have their pads, they have Activision. Now, I guess Konami just is more secretive with theirs, or they just didn't coin these things in these documents. I don't know how that works, if they would have to put it in a patent or whatnot, or if, like, I guess EA Sports just wanted to create their own DDA system that they didn't want anybody else to be able to take, is what I'm assuming. So they had to make that patent. But whatever Konami's doing, as long as it's legal, then just because it's legal, though, doesn't make it ethical. This whole spending system is not ethical at all. The fact that you have players that are grinding, that play this game a ton, some of the best players in the world that may not have money, or they may not want to spend money. They may be saving, which is actually smart, but they can't earn these top players. However, any old player can go and spend, like myself, and get any player they want. So that's definitely not ethical. There's no doubt that these games do unethical things all the time. All of these things being talked about in that video, though, are extremely shady. So it's clear why none of these development companies would want this stuff on the front page news, or, you know, having videos like that being made. They came out directly and said there's no script. But maybe script's not the right word, right? Maybe they were easily media trained not to answer. There's no doubt there's something there, though. And it's not new for these companies to lie. There's tons and tons, millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars at risk here. So if you don't think that these companies will lie, will beat around the bush, will, uh, you know, argue, try to push your attention into other areas so they don't have to answer certain questions. And if you don't think that these companies would do these types of tactics to maximize profit when so much money is at stake, you're crazy. Uh, it's up to you to decide, and it's up to you if you. Some players won't even play the game because these things potentially exist, and because of the way the gambling system works to pick up players, and because of smart assist and whatnot. Kudos to those players, right? I totally have respect for them because I love football games. I actually love this football game. I know for a fact any true football player, when you look at the mechanics of each of the games, nobody could truly argue that eFootball isn't the very best, the most true to football game. Because of that, this is a game I choose to play, but I'm not gonna just keep hush about these terrible issues. I'm still gonna report on them. The video I did today, I'm part of the problem. I'm making a video to talk to myself even after purchasing a lot of these players, including just to upgrade Van Dyke and Turan, putting $130 in. Along the way, getting, Pirlo and Ferry, but that's outrageous. But I'm not going to be a fraud and act like it's normal. I'm not going to be a fraud and just ignore it and not act like I spent that money. I'm gonna put it all out there, and you guys can be the judge, right? I believe with where I finish at, I represent a lot of players according to the stats. Which, how can we even believe Konami? There's no way their stats on Smart Assist and some of this stuff we're reading, there's no way that they're completely honest. Way more players use Smart Assist than they say. But either way, according to their stats, I'm top like 6-7%. 6-7, I know, yeah, blah, blah, blah. 6 or 7% of players in the world. But I know I have a lot of room to improve, and I know that with my shortcomings and with some of the things I struggle with, a lot of players can relate. There's no doubt about that. So I'm just going to share my experience, and then you guys can be the judge. It's a very interesting video we just watched. Let me know in the comments section if you agree with what you saw or not. And let me know, are you still playing eFootball, and how do you handle all of this nonsense? All right, so now we get straight into it, guys. Yesterday, just so you guys are caught up if you didn't watch, we start off with a loss to the number, he's 342 previously, but he's like number 600 in the world right now. Totally destroyed him the whole first half. He comes down, he gets a few crosses. I could not win a cross. I totally was defeated mentally. Next thing you know, he gets a couple of goals, but complete nonsense. Find out through chat that this is a known player, uses Smart Assist, complete rat, and it just defeated me mentally. I come into the second game, totally just against eFootball, almost not wanting to play. I play against this player who's currently like 100 in the world. Previously, his best ranking was 277, and I just destroy him. But guess what? For this player, I kept on Smart Assist. Now, football-wise, I outplayed him still, but it doesn't matter because that's what Smart Assist does. Whether I made the right decision or not, with the goal of not wanting to use Smart Assist at all, when you play against these players like this, these quote-unquote top-ranked players that are just rats, that have no football skill, that abuse everything, it tears up your mind. It makes the experience, something that you're infuriated with and frustrated because you know the football could be good, but this is what you expect every single game, right? And so this is the story of most every player. Now, again, in my video today, I talk about this. I don't want to like repeat it, so if you guys are watching that, you hear the same thing over and over, but I'll just summarize and say it all ties back to money. Smart Assist is here so these type of losers will keep playing the game so they can get these top rankings they otherwise wouldn't have got, and then that will make them say, oh, now I can spend money because I'm a top ranked player, or oh, like I got Smart Assist to help me, now I need to go get Hullet, and I need to go get a better center back, I'm going to get this Van Dyke, and because if they're losing, why would they go spend their money in a game that they suck at or they can't win at, right? So Konami knows what they're doing. We have Smart Assist off. We're going to go just try to play football. And again, showcase the best parts of this game. But it is tough. It is tough to navigate all these games right now. But with eFootball, the toughest part is anybody who knows football, who wants a true football sim, has to admit that eFootball is the best. There's just so much shit you have to deal with over the top of it. So let's see what we got here. No smart assist. Going in against a player, or it's early on, by the way, so their current rankings don't mean anything. They could very well be top ranked players that just haven't been playing, right? We can know what to expect here. Probably a lot of crosses, a lot of headers. Fabregas, who knows if it'll be smart assist or not, but we go in and we see. You try to come in and not have like a jaded mindset. It's just very hard. We'll try to time mark these guys. I'm going to try, as the cross is coming, super cancel, and then clear with R1, the special controls, and O. See if that helps. Up to this point, it hasn't. Crosses have been my kryptonite. I just don't get how Konami doesn't nerf the strength of crosses, because it's just not football. There's players that won't break down your defense once, that won't go for one normal shot, and they'll find success just crossing over and over and over and over. And you can't possibly stop all crosses. You just can't. But I refuse to play that way. If the game becomes too unbearable to just play good football, it's not worth it. But that doesn't mean I'm playing my absolute best. I got to be more sharp in front of goal. I got to be more sharp playing that final pass and creating chances. My build-up is always better than my opponents, as I'm sure you'll see here. I'm very confident that there's not an opponent out there that can outplay me in the build-up. But it's that defensive third, especially with crosses, and then the attacking third where I got to get better. However, something we just watched, the shooting part, not having a dynamic shooting system, it makes every shot feel like the AI is going to decide. Doesn't matter how good the player is shooting, it's more if the AI wants you to score or not. It feels like sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. All right, let's get after it, boys. Dang it. A little too much. Silly, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Come on, Gattuso. Good. No idea how he won that, but that's okay. Feet. You're in. Oh my goodness. Here's this. No way. This is what I mean. And Smart Assist is going on that quick. That quick, Smart Assist is going on. Just like that. This is why eFootball's stupid, guys. What do I tell you every single time? So here we go. Game is totally ruined within what? That's a record. That is a record. Sorry. These total losers don't know anything. They don't play football. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear it up, and I'm just going to shoot the whole time. Congrats. Game totally ruined. Pointless, stupid-ass football. This is all these losers do. They don't even try to play football anymore. Tell me this game isn't the dumbest game you've ever seen. You can play good football, but losers like this ruin the experience. Losers like this ruin the experience. Period. I'm going to get them eventually. This total trash can, this is what I'm going to do against them the rest of the game. I'm going to make his experience hell. Win or lose. Congrats, bitch. Now you're just going to get your ass whooped. Go ahead, keep clearing it. Let's play. This is how you want to play football? This is what we'll do. Let's play. Let's play football. Did you just see that nonsense, Simple? Who's going to play this game? They're talking about, oh, DDA and all this. If they're smart, how could they think, oh, congrats, you got the losers willing to do this shit? They won't even pass a ball in a football game. Nobody's going to play this game because of this type of shit that happens. It's a complete and utter joke. It's hard to defend a game like this. It's hard to defend a game like this. Now watch. I can actually play football. Oh, that would have been hilarious. I can actually play football. Now watch this player's skill level versus mine. The rest of the game. Watch the passing. Watch the moving. Boom. You're in. Touch. Goal. Boom. See what I'm saying? I actually play football. But you see how these other players get rewarded. He's just going to clear the ball. And you see how easy they can get goals. It's the dumbest thing in the world. I'm just going to torch him. Just going to torch him. Through ball, tackle backs, just everything that ruins the game, these players will use. Why on the third one did he all of a sudden win it? That's hilarious to me. I stole it from him. How was he able to get that back? Look at this. How did he win that ball, by the way? Smart assist. That's how. Read him like a book, baby. Look at that run. Look at Bellingham's run. Beautiful. I got to get better on the second one, though. Can you believe this, bro? Can you believe how that happened? How this dude even scored that first goal? And remember, it's these types of idiots that ruin the game. Remember that. Oh, I thought for sure he's going to play his keeper. Whoops. Totally my mistake there. Just a shit show. Come on. Good Van Dijk. Look at that. Look at this piece of shit. Just ruining the game for the sake of ruining the game. It's crazy, guys. It's unbelievable. How could this motherfucker has to know, like, I suck at football or I'm not playing football. There's no way he's sitting here going, you know how people will say, oh, maybe he's not as skilled as you. Look, he got lucky there. Look, he's just going to clear it. You know what I mean? There's no way this piece of shit is just sitting here going, oh, you know what? This is my version. Some people will say, oh, they just don't know the game like us. Shush, man. Get out of here with that. They would be playing FC then. They would be playing... They wouldn't... eFootball's not a game where you play if you don't know football. Give me a break. The game is too methodical. The game is too much tactically oriented. Like FC is the game you play when you don't know football and you're like, I just want to dribble in circles and do crazy skill moves and I want to dribble like Ronaldo and Messi, man. You know, like nobody's playing eFootball. These new age eFootball community, they know what they're doing, and they suck, so they try to find shortcuts. That's the truth. That's just the truth. Even if I'm not the best player, look at this piece of shit. Even if I'm not the best player, I try to play football. 100%. Look, I could do the same thing this piece of shit's doing. I'm just going to keep doing it over and over, just like he is. Why didn't he play that to his goalie? What the hell? What was that freeze about? Come on, I need to shut this game out. You're in. Oh my god. Hey, he made a pass, guys. That's crazy. Look at that perfect ball. Good. Oh, these are the type of players you don't care about, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let it reset. There it is. Goal. Finish it. Oh, you lucky little bitch. And then that one he played to his goalie. That's hilarious. Yes, hold it. Good run. Why did he stop? What's up with the random stops? No way. No way. No way. He got lucky, then I got lucky too. But look at the way these players stay in these games, guys. It's disgusting, dude. As if this loser doesn't know what he's doing. It's hilarious. You're in. You're in, hold it. Oh my god, it was there. I should have just played it first time. I keep forgetting that because I'm not used to being a smart assist loser. But see, that's where this shit helps you so much. Oh my. Here you go, pendejo. Ah, screw it. There you go, Punk. Try to score on that. Such a joke that's even 2-1 right now, by the way. Crap. I'll take it. My goal isn't even to play football. It's literally to just not let this dude have a good time playing the game because he doesn't deserve it. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bosch. Oh, come on. I knew what he was doing, too. I know where he's going. Get out of here. Come on, go. Yes. Of course, it skips over. Good. Manual block. Good. Come on, go. Attack. Worst football game ever. Trust me, I'm well aware, by the way. Oh, no, no. Why did he go? Why did he run? What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? No way. See, dude, I'm done with this game. That's it. That's it. I'm done. Did you guys just see that? Did you guys just see that? Look at this trash. Look at this. What is this game? Who is going to play this game? This loser is playing this for that? It's just a joke, guys. Look at this. Look at this trash. Come on, go. Look at this trash. Look at this. And then he gets a tie out of it. Maybe, maybe not. Congrats, you got this as a tie. Who's going to play this game? Who's going to play this game? Who's going to play this? What was that? What was my keeper doing? Have you ever seen that in your life? I didn't take over my keeper. Have you ever seen a game like this? Who is going to play this game? And I went up because of that. Look at this. Who is going to play this game? And this is a Division 1 player. Another fucking total loser. If Goals isn't watching this right now, go look at that goal real quick. Tell me this game's worth it. Who's not laughing at this trash can game? It is the most pointless game I've ever seen. Bro, you got to feel like a loser playing this game. If you're one of these guys that has ruined it. You can't play football in this game if you're most people. Congrats. If you're that 1% of players that can play and win these games all the time without smart assists, most players, most normal people are going to see that and be done with this game. Tell me where I'm wrong. This right here, what you just saw, is exactly why this game gets laughed at. Never in the history has my goalie just got taken over. So remember real quick. I know, no, you're 100% right, Paul. But look at that game. Look at these losers. It's right, yeah. But hold on. But let's talk about what just happened. Why on earth? I want you guys to think about this. I made a trailing pass. Okay, it went to the right. No problem. My goalkeeper still has it. To take over your goalkeeper, you have to click L1 and right stick. L1 and right stick. I did not click right stick. Think about it. I had the ball with Vieira and I made a trailing pass. I want you to think about this. And remember, I'm trying to play football, and then you have this complete trash can kicking the ball up. Oh, maybe that's how he plays. Shut up. If you're that stupid, it's probably why you like eFootball at its current state. You're probably the same idiot going, eFootball's a pretty good game right now. You're a moron. That's just the truth. If you truly think, oh, that these players don't know what they're doing, these losers know what they're doing, and why are they losers? Who would just play a game to kick and run, kick and run, kick and run? And it's so messed up. So I want you to think about that. All this goofy shit happening in the game, I trail a pass with my Vieira. You guys tell me why on earth. Obviously, I go to clear the ball out. That's why, right? Where on earth did I take over Khan, and why did he dive? Oh, well, why would I take over control of him? I didn't take over control of him. Oh, well, the game automatically shut the fuck up. You sound like an idiot defending this dog shit game. All the automated shit that happens and the keeper isn't going to run out on his own, never has that ever happened before. It's completely trash nonsense. And everything on top of what would be a good game is Konami letting these shit losers that have taken over. This is why eFootball gets made fun of. This is why people say, and I'm not, this is his exact words. Go watch the video where they're talking about it. It's like, did you ever play any other football game? Are you good at them all or just FC? He's like, what other football game? He's like, well, there's eFootball. He's like, ha. He's like, you're a loser if you play that game. That's not a football game. That's why players think that. And yes, Vergang he's the best on the sticks of any game. Yes, the eFootball scene is terrible. Right? Look at the announcers at the pro events. Look at the old set that they use. It looks like it's terrible. But I don't care about any of that. If it was just the football, everyone would be saying what everyone says about eFootball. They would be saying that about FC like back in the day. Everyone made fun of FC and their players as a joke because they were known to be the casuals and stuff. Nowadays, if you play this dog shit game, you are laughed at. And you can't blame people for laughing at you. Look at what the games turn into. If you get punished for trying to actually play football in this shit game. So these shit losers, and a lot of them are from Peru or Saudi Arabia or Japan, all over the world. A lot of these losers that play this game are from these countries where you would think like that's where football's loved. I'm literally from the United States. We have hockey, football. The stereotype is that I don't know football, but if you look at the passing, just look at anybody who knows the game would look at like the passing abilities and all that. These losers from these other countries are the ones playing like what you would think like the stereotype American would play like. Just look for yourself. Tell me I'm wrong. All these losers that I'm playing against from around the world are an embarrassment to the game. Yet here I am, just some old American boy wants to play some soccer, and yet I'm trying to pass and move and play football, and these total losers are turning it into a joke of a game. Right? It's hilarious. Look at this shit. Does anybody think that's football? It doesn't matter if you're good or not. It's all tackleback trash. This isn't what PES used to be. So it's like, I don't know if all the good players from around the world are playing FC now, right? But no one's going to look at this game and say, oh, these guys are great players or anything. It's all garbage assisted trash. No dynamic shooting, by the way, so it's no skill. Look, it's all tackle back garbage. Look at this. Look at it. It's all tackle back garbage. It's all AI assisted tackle back garbage. It doesn't matter what's underneath what's underneath, because look what the football is. Look, I'll pass everybody that I'm playing against as I stutter like a madman, but it's infuriating. So act like you're a jury at 12 and it's a life or death situation and you have to decide who's the better football player in this match. I want you to watch this and say it. And this dude's actually passing and moving a bit, and maybe like the tackle back shit was more of the game. Players not checking back, all the AI assistance, but you can't get a player to check back to the ball is hilarious. Oh, you have to super cancel the you have to super cancel to get a player to check back. Yeah, that makes sense. AI does everything else for you, but you can't have a check back from a striker. It makes perfect sense. AI does everything else for you, but you have to super cancel, man. You have to manually do this and this, and it's like all of a sudden it's manual in these areas, but in these other simple areas, it's not. Oh my God. And then the delay, of course. You're in. It's just a joke, guys. And this is actually pretty good representation of the good parts of the game, I will say. But you still see the garbage from Konami take over. Like right there, how that happened, how he almost got through there. What the fuck was that? He was 6 yards behind the play. Oh yeah, smart assist. I forgot. You can might as well just keep it on in this game because every player in eFootball is a fucking loser. At least 95%. I don't think anybody's going to deny that. 95%. You're either a loser that uses smart assist or you're a loser that acts like this is football. Just because you can't admit that you're playing a dog shit game. Whether you can admit it or not is up to you, but it's the truth. Trust me, and I'm right there with you guys. I'm wasting my time playing this garbage when I know even if this game's pretty good representation of like, okay, this is passing and moving, knowing that every other game is going to be nonsense. Oh, there's a header, of course, that I magically win, which is garbage in this game too. Again, I'm part of the issue too, trust me. I'm a moron like the rest of you guys. Oh no, never mind. We're smart playing this game. But Paul is right that a lot of us, including myself and I guarantee many of you, if not all of you, are playing this because this is no other game. Every other game is like arcade bullshit. That's not even football. You're either 100-mile-an-hour ping pong ball or some shit like that. Good. That was good football. Good D. Good. You're in. Yes. Almost a tackle back. Bullshit tackle back. Boom. 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 Turn it out. Good. Finish. Oh my God. You get all the way to there and then you can't shoot the ball. It's just ridiculous. You're fast enough to make every single pass and then all of a sudden you can beat the defender, but then magically you can't get the shot off. Nobody wants to admit it. Should have shot it. I had my chance to shoot it. That was stupid. Garbage. Garbage. Look at this. What in the fuck is this? What is this game, bro? Why do they randomly delay you like that? Why do they randomly delay? And not to mention he was going to score that like a little bitch, because that's what they go for. That's what losers in this game go for. The players get delayed and pass. And then I accidentally had the stick forward, the left stick forward. Or maybe it was the right stick. Either way, I know you can't have either of them pointed up. Everything else is automated in the game, but they can't figure out how to make goalies not stupid. Just the fact that he was ready for that makes me just want to rat out against him. He knew exactly what he was waiting for and going for. So there you go, you little bitch. Eat it. Makes me hate every player that plays this game, and it's hard not to. And tell me that this isn't the common occurrence in someone's head that's playing eFootball. I'm literally showcasing in 4K what's wrong with this shit game and what players do. It makes you not want to give anybody else a chance. It makes you want to say, fuck this game and just ruin it for everybody like they ruined it for you. Nice manual save, even though goalkeeper movement's stupid. But you see the good football. You see the difference in level between me and this player. But it's not going to matter because ultimately there's going to be AI that decides everything. Notice I all I did was try to block off the cross. I didn't even go for anything else. Keep it in bounds. Man, it's just so infuriating. How can you have a game that could be so good and you shit on it so bad, which attracts all of the wrong players? Wish we had a stat on that, like all the players that have quit perfect ball, that I would have played normally, but of course it gets ruined because it's like once there's smart assist on, you can't take credit for anything. At least in my opinion. I know there's losers that will. Gaming community as a whole is in a bad place right now. It's all about finding a loophole to gain easy wins. There aren't many out there that would. Yeah, but nothing like eFootball, bro. Nothing like eFootball with smart assist and with all the shit that's wrong with this game. I mean, I want someone to please explain to me what happened in that last game. That would be hilarious. Curled it too much. I'd love for someone to explain, why did my goalie get taken over? Nowhere in that play did I take over my goalie. I don't even like keeper movement, period. It's like if you get burned, right? It's like almost like a way out for you. Goal. And now it's 1-1. That's his very first shot on goal. I want you to remember that. His very first shot, his very first attempt after getting destroyed this whole fucking game. Very first shot on goal. Very first. Just total trash can game. Best player doesn't win ever. It's always AI decided. So it makes you not even want to fucking play. Look, I don't even know what happened there for both of us to miss the ball. That was hilarious though. You can't make this shit up. It's total trash. That's his very first attempt on goal. I want you guys to remember that. Very first. And then somehow he's perfectly offside there. It's just a joke of a game, guys. And then we could say, like, oh, it's worth playing, bro. Honest to God, is it? I mean, are you really having fun playing this trash? If you are, you are. But to me, if goals was out, I probably wouldn't even never look back, bro. And that's their own fault. You know how many players are going to say that? Goals at least, at the very least, has a good feel to it. Has a good feel. It's not as true to football, but this game and the losers that play it ruin it, bro. Period. The losers that play this game ruin it. And it's crazy because it was never, ever the case. And they'll look at you like, bro, it's just a game. Take it easy and all this. It's like, take it easy. Then why are you even playing, you fucking piece of shit? You're playing this because you are a goddamn loser, and this is all you have. You can't play anything else. You can't play without smart assists. You can't. You're terrible. You need to score and win in a way that gives, like, where everything's done for you because you're so fucking bad. That's all there is to it. You are a total trash can. You are a total trash can. You're in. Look, his goalie ran for the ball naturally. That's funny, isn't it? He didn't go diving out of nowhere. Look at this. This dude don't even have a prayer, bro. I can't pass the ball. It doesn't matter what I do. It's perfectly delayed. Look, I'll pass it every other time until it decides it doesn't want me to. You know what I mean? I'll pass it every other time perfectly until the game fucking decides, nah, we don't want you. We want the opponent to get the ball here. It's a complete and utter joke. There's no way you could play this game without being a fucking loser and not feel like it. You know why? Because I feel like a loser playing this game. You're in. You're in. I played the pass 6 times, guys. Why didn't it pass? Dude, UFL sucks so worse. Trust me, Dave. Trust me. UFL's even worse. I swear on my life. I swear on my life, UFL's even worse. I kid you not. UFL's even worse. I mean, this game is trash. No one in their right mind. Give me real footballers. Get Hullet out here. Get Ibra and them. They will laugh at this game. Unless they're being paid to promote eFootball, anybody else is going to laugh at this game. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. AI decides I'm offside. Look at this. Look when I could have played it. Oh, it should have showed it. Guys, go back and look yourself. I was perfectly onside. I was perfectly onside. Perfectly onside. Look at this. This is the game deciding all this. Look at this. The game's deciding it all. He's going to cross it. It's going to be a goal. Surprise. And another tie. It's a joke, dude. It is a joke. There's not a player out there could look at this. You'll get those idiots that are going to try to argue like, oh, well, you're just bad. And, bro, if I'm the top 13% right now, I'm finishing in the top 6% like it's nothing. Nobody can come in and play this game. Think about the average player. No one's going to come in and play this game and say it's good. No one's going to come in and play this game and say it's enjoyable. This loser I just played against, sorry for saying it, buddy, but you are terrible. And look at his rank previously. Look how bad this dude was. Tell me anybody, get any football player out there. The dude couldn't even do shit. I think he got 1 shot on goal the whole game. You're talking about dog shit players. Play this game, that's it. This is somebody that probably plays and thinks that he's doing good. Whether my words are harsh or not. Just think about if any true footballer, or if you can look at this game and judge it from just football, this player is dog shit. This is a Division 6 or 7 player in FC. But UFL, why would I go play UFL? It's even worse, bro. To what? Take 50-yard shots? Oh, wait. Didn't they get rid of 50-yard shots at least? Let's go look. Nah, dude, it's not even worth it. I'll stick to this shit game I'll stick to this shit game because there isn't any other. Trust me, I've already tried. But here's what we do. It's a common phenomenon. All these losers that play this game right now, all these trash cans that can't play football, look at the passing. Look at how all of them play. None of them can create a goal to save their life. On the one play he scores, he dribbles down the middle, right? And then I don't even know where my midfield was there or whatever. Who cares? Let's just say it was a mistake by me. But it was his one shot the whole game. Everything else was about delay, tacklebacks, nonsense. I'm trying to play football. That's a Division 7 player right there. The only success he had is he almost scored when my goalkeeper accidentally took an extra touch almost. And then the one shot he had with Bellingham. Go look at everything else he did. He was a joke of a player. These losers, and look at all the countries they're from. The American dude's the only one playing football. Just think about that real quick. Think about the typical stereotypes. Everybody we see, whether they're Peru, Jamaica, China, wherever, the way they play football, if you got any one of these players that we're using on the pitch, Hullet, it could be Roberto Carlos, Van Dijk, Mbappe, Romario, get any of them here to watch this, and they will laugh at every one of these losers I'm playing against. But these idiots are sitting at home going, man, I can't wait to buy the next Romario. I can't wait to do this just to not play football. I could see buying all these players if you want to emulate them or want to play your version of football with them. But these absolute fucking losers are getting their asses kicked just to get a cross goal or just to get a smart assist kick and run goal like the last dude with Ronaldo. I mean, you were looking at total and utter losers, bro. Without a doubt. And why I say that is because I'll get a couple thousand a month at least for playing this dog shit. And even if I'm showcasing how bad it is, at least I'm doing something. At least I'm putting it out there how embarrassingly bad it is whether I'm using Smart Assist or not. Right? Right? Look at that tackle. Total joke of a tackle. I was totally behind him. Look, I can at least get a couple thousand for showing them this, and that's why I know that a lot of players appreciate it because they understand what I'm doing. If you don't, you don't. But mainly the people that don't like me are these exact losers, right? Are these exact losers that are abusing all this shit and they don't like being called out. But the bottom line is they're doing this for free, for a badge on their name. For a badge. Congrats, you fucking idiots. Congrats. If I don't start playing, I'm going to get my ass kicked. Or I should be already. But hey, Smart Assist, guys. Yeah. Maybe Smart Assist is good. I was wrong all along. It's totally fair to be totally outmatched and not get a result. I mean, it happens against me all the time. Might as well be on the receiving end. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Hey, look at that. Gotta love. Hey, eFootball is great, right? This is great. What a goal. Hey, guys, that was a great goal, right? I was wrong. Sorry. eFootball is a great game. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Oh, he's not going to let me watch? Why? That was a class goal. Yeah, it's totally worse playing this trash game. You guys are right. You're right. It was totally because I was losing. As soon as I'm winning, now that I'm winning, you're right. I love this game. That was such a great goal, great play. I absolutely love eFootball, guys. I love it. And I know most of you know what I'm talking about, but for anybody who doesn't realize I'm speaking facts, just watch this game, for example. Look what just happened, for example. It felt like the perfect move right there, by the way, and somehow he still got it. But other than that, he's been absolutely destroying me, and I'm up 1-0 on an absolute joke of a goal. I'm going to be more patient defensively. See, and I want to speak, like, strategically and whatnot, but it's hard to. It's hard to because of all the bullshit that takes over what the game should be. Absolute joke. This is how I felt the last two games, though. Look, if they decide to, I could win that ball. They'll decide sometimes that I win that. This player is actually class, too. But it doesn't matter, bro. To those who know the game's terrible already know. To those who sit there and say, you're too harsh on these players, you just let them play how they want. You should be watching how I'm playing this one and realize that this is what they're doing every single fucking game, bro. So it's just really a lose-lose. Which side are you on? Whichever way, it's a shit show to be in. Konami's got this game in an absolute shambles. And if the Japanese truly are seeing this and speaking good about this game, it shows you that that culture is just in in desperate need of something, because there's nobody in their right mind that could be looking at this and saying like, "Oh, what's wrong with the game? It's pretty good." No, all this shit on top of it has turned this into an absolute joke. That's just a fact. Roberto outside of the foot. Nope. If I could, I would tell this player, don't even worry about it. Oh, come on. Come on, win that. You're in. Look at this. That's what they give you, dude. That's like, it's like, see what I'm saying? I didn't even want to like take it, bro. It's just, I don't know. It's just, you start feeling so guilty, bro. It just, it doesn't give you any satisfaction to play this dog shit. Especially against a player who's like actually trying to play the game. But it doesn't matter because, like, on one hand, you don't know. Like, this is what everybody does against you. You know what I mean? Like, that was such a joke. It literally just gave me the ball. That's so fucked up that but the minute you start feeling bad with this player, someone comes on like, bro, I played against this guy 3 times. This dude uses smart assist. He must see that you're online. Or like, it gives you this terrible like toxicity, and that's all that's spread. Nobody playing this fucking game can deny that. It's just always trash. At the very least, I'm going to do is actually earn goals if I'm going to have assistance because of how fucked the game is. But then you'll play players that will turn it on late when it's a tight game. You'll play players that had it on that you didn't realize. You'll play players that might not use smart assists, but they play what people in eFootball call harap. See what I'm saying? I wonder if he got that, if he would have taken it or not. I totally understand if you would rather play Iron Man, but I don't know, bro. Did they get rid of the 50-yard shots at least? Dude, I just stole the ball from that dude. How was he able to get that ball back? Think about that real quick. How is he able to get that back? Look at this. This is what the last dude did, and it literally gets rewarded. eFootball, underneath all this shit, I promise you it's the best football game. I guarantee anybody who knows football would say that. Like, I'm talking about, like, all these players that we use out on the pitch. If you look at the pace of the play, for example, Go look at real highlights. Go look at when they put the real highlights next to the eFootball gameplay. UFL is just a copy as far as gameplay goes from FC, which is just an arcade type of simulation. See, I'm doing this every time. This is what happened to me the last 2 games, bro. And eventually I'll get in. I already got in the first game, or the earlier in the first half. But again, you just feel like guilty. Look at this. Perfect ball. Cross. And then I couldn't score like a lot of those guys. I still don't know the trick that those guys do. There's no way you could tell me they get lucky against me every time and I can't score headers. I know I'm missing something. I don't know what it is because I'm not a piece of shit and don't take my time learning this stuff. There it is. He ties it up. Because that's all you can do in this game, bro. It's just a trash can game for trash can players. But no one's going to look at this and say, oh, this is good football. It's a cross simulator. Or, you know what I mean? Why every time, look at this. Why every time you're about to shoot does it all of a sudden delay like that? Why every time you're about to shoot does it all of a sudden delay like that? I really want to know. It's just hilarious, bro. The game is so fuck wrong. I love some. Can't play my eyes closed, no effort. I know. Not till Tuesday they're removing them. Yeah, so I wouldn't even think about taking that shit off until Tuesday, by the way. I wouldn't even think about it until Tuesday. It would be pointless until Tuesday to do. It would be pointless until Tuesday to play this shit. To be quite honest. Or to play that fucking game. To be honest with you. Wait. I just remembered something. I'll have to wait for him to actually be on. Who trusts the UFL devs? Oh yeah. Well, here's the fucked up part though. I don't think anybody's crazy for playing either of these games, bro. FC, let's just be honest. Out of all these games, the honest truth, is that this out of all these games, FC is the only game that's not just complete cringe. It's got cringe, but this game is complete cringe. The players in eFootball have now become the biggest joke ever. That was stupid to force it, but dude, you guys suck. These eFootball players are literal trash, bro. Literal trash. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm talking zero football IQ. Everything they do is just nonsense. It's all tacklebacks. It's all like Konami literally must have done some study because they got it spot on with Smart Assist, bro, with adding it to help because no other losers. I mean, you got to be a complete loser to play this game and think that it's not complete garbage. Look what they do. Look at how they play. Look what they go for. And this loser probably knew if he went for this shit early on. Look at this. Look at why did he settle it? As if I want to settle it there. I have forward momentum. I'm going in. Why all of a sudden did he settle it there? I really want to know. Why all of a sudden? I had forward momentum going. You guys have seen me take 700 breakaways. Look, they're going to let him storm through. And then magically it goes out of bounds. Every single thing in this game is complete garbage, complete, what do you call that? Complete script nonsense. You can say it's not all you want, but it 100% is. Look, he's going to go for his one more cross. Complete garbage. It's just a total joke. Yeah, but be honest, Iron Man, and I don't know if you're going to be telling the truth or not, but how many 50-yard shots did you score? How many 50-yard shots did you score? Yeah. Yeah, FC is easily the best game right now. It's just the truth, guys. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not. And look, another Division 1 player watch. Look at how big of a joke this game is. Guys, these are complete trash cans. These players that are playing eFootball right now are just the worst representation. Now listen, I'm sorry to you guys who come in my chat and read this, but listen, I mean this with so much respect and you're not going to take it this way. It is a joke that you guys take your time to play this game and actually are trying to make it look like it's football. Right? Like, the minute that I do that, I start getting beat, but these losers do it as a skill. So let me explain to you. When I try to play like actual football, like what you would see in a real fucking pitch, you start getting punished right away in this dog shit game. And then you're like, what the fuck? But then you realize that a vast majority of these losers that make the player base of eFootball, okay? And it's not being mean because look at how they play, bro. You see it in UFL too. It's losers that want 50-yard shots. It's losers that want glitches. It's losers that want lob crosses. It's losers like this dude I just played that was terrible at trying to create a shot, finally got one shot, and then started crossing the rest of the game. It's losers that make you want to turn on Smart Assist just to ruin the game for them because they ruined the game for you, right? Congrats if you're in Dominator or Manessa. I have tremendous respect for them, and they can play this game without Smart Assist and win. Congrats. Bro, you're talking about less than 1% of the whole player base that play the game for a living and work on every aspect and keep playing. Not the guy who comes home from work, not the younger kids who come home from training and now they want to play, not the college kids who, damn, I can't go party because I got a game tomorrow, so I'm going to play eFootball. You're talking about average players, even the skilled ones. Nobody is going to play this game. Nobody in their right mind. Because if you try to actually play the skilled part of the game that make this game good, you get punished. You get rewarded for the shit that I've been doing. Right? Look at the stupid shit that happens. It's a kick and run, tackle back simulator. Smart Assist determine if I win or not. That's just the truth. If you try to play actual football, randomly you're delayed more. Randomly this. And these eFootball losers will try to tell you, oh, no, man, you just got to understand there's a delay here and it takes longer for this. Shut the fuck up, dude. You sound moronic. Is it going to take an actual, like, Ruud Gullit or Roberto Carlos or Thierry Henry or, because Thierry Henry's an actual analyst is why I always say him, or Wayne Rooney or Romario or... Just imagine those guys watching this and try to tell me you would sit there and tell them, no, man, what that is a realistic delay in the passing and they take the percentage of shoot. Shut the fuck up. This game is total garbage. The good parts of the game, if you try to highlight those, you aren't rewarded. The meta of this trash game is either A, just go for crosses over and over and over. B, constantly just run forward at the opponent because your chances are you'll get a tackle back here and there. 3, look for whatever Smart Assist is going to do to help you. Just keep kicking it forward, and eventually Smart Assist is going to let you through on goal. Eventually Smart Assist is going to give you wins. It's a total joke. So I just don't come up with it. Like, if you guys were me, here's my options. I'll go play Marvel Rivals and have some fun, or just do reaction videos until Goals comes out. But the thing with Goals is, even when they had their garbage, like, it was like the zigzag dribbling. So towards the end with Goals, let me explain how it happens. And this is what happens in all these games. There's this content creator called like Tall Tom or something. And there's this community over in Goals. And just so you can understand, even though I praise the game all the time, it's not like I'm just a yes man over there. They're top community of players. They start dogging on the developers. They're being kind of like what I would say bratty, like, we want updates now. It's like the game's in alpha stage, bro. They gave us a great game to play. Yes, it's going to have shortcomings, but that's the whole point. We point them out, they'll fix them later. But it became like, we want the updates now. Give us this. And then players like this Tall Tom, who's a very nice guy, English dude, great voice for content. Like, if you listen, you'll know what I mean. But he's not a very good player. But he goes out with Goals, and he's abusing the instant reaction from the defenders, which allowed, even though there weren't bounce backs, it allowed you to lose the ball and sprint through the defender and get it right back. The zigzag dribbling, then crosses were OP, and same with over-the-top through balls. So this total loser is just abusing all that. Well, I call him out for it. And his thing is the typical rat response. Oh, well, what do you want me to do? Not play the game? What do you want me? I'm Mr. Innocent. What do you want me to not play the game? Bro, you know what you're doing. Shut the fuck up. Quit acting like the victim. All these guys play a victim. Then the players at the top of the community that will go, oh, you guys won't remove this? Okay, and then they'll start abusing it. Right? So there's losers over there. There's this guy, Selcho. I mean, I've never seen a bigger loser in my life. There's a guy, Tall Tom, you could tell he's a good guy, just not as knowledgeable about football. And it goes on and on. There's some good guys that are more competitive that are toxic but don't mean to be. For instance, with what I'm saying, it's players that are literally ruining the game for other players, right? So these players go out and they're good players, but they're ruining the game for the sake of, I don't know, like showing the devs, like, look at, you guys think that this is okay. So then they purposely use their skill level well above others to make the game look like shit. Right? Almost, you see the difference to prove a point. Then you have your absolute rats that are taking an alpha game and exploiting stuff. If you have players like that in your game, it's going to be a toxic environment. It's going to spread and spread and spread. And then the next player that might have wanted to just play the game and showcase football. If you're showcasing football, you're not even going to see the broken stuff. So if you get these losers, like this Selcho guy in Goals that purposely goes out and is like, oh, well, in this game, I think I'm going to show how bad these things are broken. And then they match up against a certain player and the experience is so terrible that player either leaves or that player starts saying, fuck you, I'm going to exploit everything. Just like I've been doing the last 3 matches. I match up against some trash bag right here in this 2-2 tie against some loser that never even deserved this total trash can, who did all that for a tie against someone who rarely plays eFootball, right? So now this dude goes back to being a bum piece of shit. If you're going to play eFootball for fun and not make any money on it, at least actually enjoy it and play football. If it's going to be a hobby, then at least truly enjoy it and play the game. Don't be a loser like the guy I'm talking about in And there's more of them, but I just remember that name. There's another one called Tactic One. All he does is run through players. All he does is, and he'll come out and say like, I know my gameplay was very ratty, but it's more because I want to show you it's broken. Okay, let's just assume that. Even though you could do the broken shit and then not use it again, but these players choose to use it. Just like I am right here, but I'm not making excuses. It's literally because fuck all these players. Right? So the reason why I'm saying all this, you have to understand. In eFootball, for the community to get to where it's at now, same with UFL, for it to turn into a lob crossing, through ball glitching, 50-yard shooting game, the community at some point turned, which is the only thing I'm worried about with goals, where it became fuck you to my opponent. Just like in FC, they don't give the win when you quit at a tie. And remember, there's players that are so hate their stranger opponents so bad that they'll be losing 1-0. They'll play their best all game long just to tie the game and then leave. Think about that. These players still get a loss, but they'll tie the game and leave only because they hate their opponent, even though it's a total stranger. And that's because of past experiences. So what I'm getting at to summarize it all is, in goals, towards the end, before they pulled the game to work on the beta, you had these guys like Selcho and these other guys that spread this shitty thing where it was like dogging on the devs, making fun of things they wanted removed, and then they would go out and abuse these certain things, almost like a threat to the devs. Like, oh, you guys think this is okay to have in the game? You think? And so this Selcho guy would be putting in the comments, oh, we should fix this and this and this, but then go out and make the game look like shit when he played, which is terrible because every opponent sees that and it spreads like cancer. So where these guys think they're helping by reporting bugs and doing this or that, or where these think guys in eFootball or UFL think they're helping by whatever, they are the toxic ones. They're actually spreading all this shit that's making the gameplay worse. So I don't see a way back for eFootball or UFL because they're not a brand new game like goals. How do you come back from it if you're eFootball? Like, it's good to have guys like in Dominator. I totally respect Manessa now, but even he used to spread like the ratty bullshit all the time and almost normalize it to where it's like he has got such a big community. These players are like, oh, Manessa uses it. Okay, yes, that's a silly ass way to think, but dude, the mindset of a lot of these players, the IQ of a lot of these players, that's literally enough to create rats. Right? You play against enough players that are playing shitty, you either quit the game and say this game sucks, or you start to want to just ruin everyone else's experience like they ruined yours. Right? So it started somewhere with players like this Selcho and Tactic One and these other losers over in goals that started doing it in their alpha. And by the last day, all of these players are playing like rats. Right? And some would like find the exception in their head, like, oh, we're just showing the broken stuff. We're just, yeah, that started in eFootball too, and now look where it's at. So I don't see where it comes back. Yeah, and I appreciate that only airs, but I don't consider myself some like martyr, like, oh, I'm doing this. But I do think that is something that isn't seen. Like, eFootball Universe and Manessa finally started speaking up against Smartassist, but they don't point out the root of the issue. They're like too afraid to alienate a certain part of their viewers, because they're so big. They're like, damn, surely we have a bunch of Smartassists. Surely those guys have among them these shitty players that are so stupid they don't realize that, like, how much they're wasting their time. Like, bro, you were playing a game to get a tie and you don't even know how to pass a football. Like, this isn't being mean, this is just the truth. If I go in here and watch back the games yourself, nobody in their right mind is going to look at this dude and say, "Oh, good job," or "You're a top 37,000," or "You were," or "You're this." This motherfucker didn't even know how to pass the ball. This was one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life. Right? Nobody in the world would watch this player. He definitely, how he plays, can't give any advice, so he doesn't have a channel. So there's no way he competes. So this loser is sitting at the comfort of his own home. You would think if you're going to play a football simulator, then it would be to have fun playing football. No. This trash can is spinning for players. Look at his team. Just to kick and run and cross the ball. Kick, run, and cross the ball. Now, when you have losers like this, right? Shit, honestly, even this guy, this dude actually tried to play. I can't remember, maybe both of them did, but then this one started going for just crosses, even after I showed mercy on him. But you play a loser like this, and it creates that voice in your head where you're like, fuck these guys then. This is how every game's going to be. They ruined a game I've played my whole life. I'm going to ruin it too. And there you have it. And so you're playing these free-to-play players. And I remember players before have said, well, wait, what are you saying? You're better than everyone because you're a content creator? No, bro. Just listen to what I'm saying. At least I make some money to where it's like, oh my God, I got to suffer through this. Just like many of us don't want to work, but we got to make money. It's like if it's enough, if you're going to get enough extra money and you love playing games anyway, then you might as well play this dog shit game and get a few bucks from it. It's just called a reason. It's not saying I'm better than other people, but you better believe if I was just playing for fun, I'm going to actually enjoy football. I'm not going to care about my stupid rank. Guys, it's a stupid number that means nothing. It's just a number listed on a fucking screen. Do you idiots get money sent to you? Do you morons get a trophy? No. It would be cool if you could compete in actual football and feel proud for getting that. But when you're either using Smart Assist or you're playing like a total rat loser, not even playing football, surely it's not enjoyable because you're not playing football. If it is, then you really got to get your life together. If it's entertaining for you to rat out in a game when you're not even playing the sport it's a simulation of, that would be the definition of a loser because you're not making any money. It's pointless. So it'll be interesting. How do you come out of that? If you're UFL and eFootball, you're in the same spot. You got this total loser mentality, this total rat mentality that covers your whole player base. Both of the UFL's in the terrible spot where they need a lot more players to succeed. How are you going to get more players if you're UFL? But if you're eFootball, how are you going to come out of this spot where your reputation isn't just dog shit? Because they're going to keep losing players. The only thing I don't know is I heard that Asians, no matter what, play this game. And it's like, the way it's going, I could see this being a strictly Japanese game. And the Chinese version I heard is amazing. I heard they have their own development company and it's actually good. So, I don't know, bro. It's just interesting. We'll have to see what happens, but I don't know, man. Right now, it's kind of pointless to play. If you guys have satisfaction in the game at all, even if you take aside Smart Assist and all that, what's up with all the goofy shit, the inconsistent, the terrible connection in both UFL and eFootball? I mean, FC at least has a deep amount of content, right? So then when they have their inconsistent gameplay, it's a deep amount of content. Then there's more football to be played if you look at all the bullshit you got to deal with. When you look at Smart Assist, that doesn't exist in any other football game. The crazy delay, the tacklebacks from it and all that, so I don't know. I don't see a way back for either of these games. I'll see if I have the motivation to keep playing with this. It's hard to even, but UFL is terrible, Blue Lock. It doesn't matter what I say. Like, I could lie to you right now, bro, but the numbers, even if I thought the game was great, bro, look at the numbers. It's damn near just a national game. It's damn near, like, bro, the players that play UFL right now, you could fit into, like, the population of one state in America for FC or eFootball. That's terrible. So how do you explain that, and how are they going to get out of that? All these things that I've been ranting about are why these games are in this state. So how is UFL going to get out of that when they have the same motives? So I don't know, bro. The numbers don't lie. The only reason I think eFootball is surviving like it is because they have way more, like the legendary players are done way better in eFootball. It's got way more of that addicted feel to it, and it's got way more of a real. The football feels way more real. You feel like you're actually competing. You don't feel like UFL. You just feel like you're playing like an. Just read the comments, bro. Everybody's comments are the same. If you go to these random comments, I'll go to them right now. I think under Pantera's own video, I'm pretty sure the comments said, and even eFootball too, trust me. But we've been ranting about eFootball, but somewhere along the line, I don't know if it's a content creator or what, but football, it's the same thing. If you guys could have seen how goals went down, just go back and read some of the comments in the community towards the end. At some point, it became toxic, and everything became about taking shortcuts and being a rat, playing just to get wins, and then even if players were against it, they started playing and doing that shit just out of spite that you could. So it just blew up to where now the whole entire game is just a toxic trash mess. And that's the same thing in UFL. So when you go to Pantera's video, and this is the same for eFootball, right? I guarantee when I read a lot of these comments.
Yo, what's up, boy?
Right? Now let's just read these comments. And this is eFootball. Who wants to play games where this is the case? And remember, while I'm reading this about UFL, just know there's the same thing about eFootball all over the place. Probably even worse. I showed you the one the other day. One of like the true, what I would call former eFootball fanboys that just loved eFootball, bro. I could show you his previous highlights. He's a great player. Always defended eFootball. And he literally deleted it on live. Like he had a video like, you guys have totally sold out. This game has went to total dog shit, not even worth touching, and deleted eFootball. Similar to how I deleted UFL, and it's symbolic, obviously. You can just go download it again, but it's the point that many are giving up on these games. How many of these type of comments are you going to type till you finally delete the game, right? Let's just read them. If a pay-to-win player is complaining, that's when you know the game has an issue. Gold is struggling. This is a dude that's calling Pantera pay-to-win player, saying if he's even complaining with a full team of the year team or supreme team, then you know there's an issue. I'm going to give them till March. If they don't prove themselves, I'm out, guys. We've been seeing that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Nothing ever changes. Players just keep leaving. They're so focused on the mobile version, they did the laziest season update ever, which is, I agree, it was a trash update. The all-tab players is full rage bait. The all what? I played against a guy who shot from inside his own half and scored against me. I had so high hopes for UFL, so did myself and many of us. So much potential, but so much disappointment. How can they drop a new update and make it even worse? They made the game worse, apparently. Agree with you in every point. Keep the good work. Could not agree more. That is sad. So we'll see what Pantera says. But guys, we've made these videos, thousands of them. Just go through my channel. I've done this for eFootball. I've done this for UFL. I've even done it for FC. I'm not some big creator, but even big creators have done these. Guys, listen, there is no big creators in UFL, so there's no doubt, trust me, my videos were being shared up the line. Other people's videos, if not mine, let's just say fuck me and forget me. Other people's videos were shared up the line. They don't have the ability to fix this shit, or they would. They don't have the knowledge. They can't change the framework of a game that's not even their game. That's allegedly, of course, but if not, why haven't they fixed anything? Why next patch instead of this? Why 3 patches ago did we say next patch? Why 4 and 5 and 6? Every patch. When's the last patch you didn't say, if they don't make a better patch next time, I'm gone? Just ask yourself that. When's the last time? Every single thing's negative. How the fuck is this game so hard to score? Tap in. You're right, they fix header and Supreme Team update, and then they bring it back next update. Yes, I talk about that all the time. UFL it's a vicious circle. One thing's broken, then it's nerfed, then another thing's broken, they fix that, then the next thing comes back that wasn't broken before, and then they'll fix the thing that's broken, then, oh, what do you know? Finesse shots from 40 yards are back, and it's a vicious circle. Each update, they take steps backwards. This game is finished. The game had so much potential to be different, but the greed got the best of them. Hint, hint. What did I say about eFootball earlier? Not hint, hint, but surprise, surprise. What did I say about eFootball earlier? Right? All of this shit is just easy to see. And how I'm going to finish this video is on and on. Nothing, you will see nothing positive at all about UFL. And the same thing can be said about eFootball. Underneath it all, the difference is eFootball is the best true to football game. Now, underneath the bullshit, UFL, is it playable? Yes. But is it good or great? No. Right? Again, underneath all the bullshit that you're reading here, where there's not one positive thing being said from the players, UFL can be a decent game underneath all the bullshit, but it doesn't matter because there's so many rats. There's all that toxicity spread to the point where you can't take it back now. eFootball's the same way, right? It's just better football underneath, but there's so much bullshit on top, you can't even see it. So if I'm goals, I'm going to end this on this. If I'm goals or this alleged 2K game that's coming out, FIFA 2K, the only way that you are going, and I'll watch the video in just a sec, but the only way you're going to ever have a chance in saving these games, or sorry, if I'm goals, I'm saying, or if you're these two companies trying to save your dog trash games, they have to create the game in a way where they think about the negative losers, like Selcho and these other guys that will have skill in the game, and the minute they don't get their way, they're going to play some opponents where they're total rats. Others they'll play fine. They'll try to get views on their shorts of broken shit, whatever it is. And that spreads this negative culture. It spreads this toxic culture. And next thing you know, anything broken in your game will be exploited. So you have to design the game where no matter what, even if you have to make some areas worse, make it unexploitable. I repeat, make it to where zigzag dribbling can't happen, where the defenders can and will steal the ball from you. Make it to where crosses are not overpowered and cannot be abused, like in eFootball and UFL, and goals at the end had the same problem. Make it to where over-the-top through balls don't bail lower skilled players out and just put them through on goal. Right? Make it to where a player can't just lose the ball over and over, but because you do it so quickly, you can just run through and steal the ball back. Like you play a bad pass or dribble into the player and that player stumbles, but you switch to another player and you can react so quickly in goals, it actually ends up helping you. You can run through the defender then and be on a breakaway or a better position. So not bounce backs, because they did great to take care of that, but kind of a different version of tackle backs. Get rid of that, because that's exploitable. Like, go down the list, every little thing you can think of, get rid of it, to where these losers like Selcho and these other quote-unquote top players in goals during the alpha can't get mad at the devs and start abusing stuff, acting like that's going to help somewhere, right? Start making videos on the bad shit. Start streaming all the bad shit. Make it to where the rat losers don't even want to play your game because you can't exploit stuff. If they do that, they'll quickly start stealing players away. It doesn't matter that they have made-up players, that they have cartoon-like characters, that their card system's different. None of that matters, right? You add in the fact that you can get cheaper packs there and everything else, people will leave these other two games. But, yeah. We'll watch this Pantera video and just recognize the fact that all this stuff that he says, we've been asking for forever, just like in eFootball, and it just never gets answered, man. Eventually, it's insanity to keep trying the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Well, let's listen to this.
And I had a feeling this video was coming, boys. I had a feeling this video was coming just because a week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember the exact date. I told my Discord, yo, what's up?
All right, so 1 second. I want to react to this truly. So I've been on a huge eFootball rant because the goal is to come in and showcase the best parts of eFootball, which 100% is the best true to football game right now. It's a game where you can play the most realistic version, right, without having that arcade feel take over like in FC and like in UFL. Now the problem is all the nonsense on top of it. Not just smart assist, but the cross spamming, the tackle back, the terrible connection, which is also a problem in UFL. And the bottom line is that rant led me to UFL. Because even though they're vastly different games as far as they feel, the mechanics of the game, they both have this terrible issue where these player bases have came in and the true football players, the true players passionate about the game are totally gone or are hanging on by a thread. And these rat losers have taken over that could care less about playing actual football. Apparently, all they care about is winning. They'll go out and spend money and buy these players in the Team Pass in UFL or in these gamble packs in eFootball. But they won't play football with your Del Piero or Lampard or Carlos or Cocha. They'll still cross spam or through ball glitch or take 50-yard shot after 50-yard shot or an eFootball turn on smart assist. But they'll spend the money and then they'll go rat all for the sake of winning. And what happens is these companies will make money still, but then they will not fix the game. The difference though is that in eFootball, Smart Assist was a strategy clearly to get these low skill players to spend money because now they have a reason. Now they're climbing ranks. They've never got to do that before. They're Division 1 and 2 and 3 and now it's worth it to go spend money on players. UFL has no excuse other than their development company does not have the ability to fix this game. Like there's no strategy for keeping all this trash in the game since players need these ability perks in order to compete anyway. It's not like, oh, if these players win more, now they'll go buy players. No. It's literally like if you want to compete in this quote-unquote free-to-play game, you need to spend to get players anyways to get the ability perks. So why not just create a great football game around that, even if your ability perks are kind of gimmicky and broken? Well, the reason has to be that they are not competent enough. They are not skilled enough in their line of work developing video games to fix the nonsense. So surprise, surprise, yet again another patch comes and yet again it's trash. And yet again we have more pissed off videos, comments, and whatnot. And that's what we're going to react to today. Now, I talked to Pantera and I was asking him, it seems like you guys are just streaming this game and acting like everything's fine. And he's like, no, I said I wanted to see how this patch went, and then I would react if it's not good. I'm like, bro, I can tell you it's not going to be good. Sure enough, it wasn't good. So let's hear what he has to say. And I'm betting you that much of what he talks about has been stuff we've been asking patch after patch after patch after patch, up to like 10, 15, 20 patches for some of these issues, and they've never been removed. That is the definition of insanity. I guarantee you that a lot of this stuff is just insane to still be asking for because eventually you try the same thing over and over and over again, getting the same result, but you still expect to get a different result. Guys, we're getting to the point where playing UFL, even eFootball, is insanity. But let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. Boys, in today's video, we are going to be doing a big rant on UFL, boys, and strikers. And I had a feeling this video was coming, boys. I had a feeling this video was coming just because a week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember the exact date. I told my Discord, look, I'm going to wait until the new update drops with the new season pass. I'm going to wait. And if it doesn't, meet up to what I think it should be, I'm going to drop a rant video. And boys, obviously I'm here dropping a rant video so you guys know.
So I called that. I knew he would be doing this after I talked to him. Like, bro, you know what's coming. You've been part of the game the whole time. But nonetheless, if you play UFL still, and I don't know how he does, I don't know how anybody, and quite frankly, I don't know how I'm even playing eFootball, other than the fact that I love football games. I've played them my whole life, and it's like supporting a trash team. Like, I'm a Man United supporter, been since '92. We had our glory days with Ferguson, and now I'm suffering through the terrible period, but I won't give up. And it's similar to football games. Like, I won't give up playing football even though I'm suffering through it right now. Maybe it's crazy. So if you play UFL, as much as I can't stand the damn game, maybe after they remove the long shots, I'll at least give it a try, because it can't be much worse than how eFootball is because of their trash players. But nonetheless, if I don't come back, or even if I do, support Pantera, right? Underneath it all, he puts in the effort. He does a good job. Subscribe to his channel, watch his videos, and I just want to make that clear. Like, even though I think that it's crazy that, like, he's still asking for this stuff as if we don't know that strikers will never ever ever be able to give us a truly good game, as if they haven't proven they're incompetent. I think that's insane, but I still support overall the message, right? I do have wonder in the back of my mind with some of this stuff if it's not just Pantera milking what he can out of this game till it leaves, because he seems like a smart enough guy to know that this game is doomed. That's the only reason I say it, but that's purely speculation. I could never know for sure. But as far as like his ability to create content and explain things and everything, he does a great job. So again, like this video he made, subscribe to his channel, but let's listen here, and I have a feeling where he's going to be saying stuff where I say, dude, you know they'll never fix that, but we'll see.
What I think about this update. Let's start off with the season pass. So this is where I swear, boys, this is where like I just don't know what Strikers is thinking, man. Look, I understand from a business point of view, they try to make the most money as possible, but at the same time, bro, you have to keep your, customers. Let's say customers, right? We're the customers. You have to keep your customers, players, happy. You have to keep us happy in order to keep playing this game. And one of the things I feel like, besides the last season pass, I really felt like most of the season passes prior to this one and the last one we had were pretty decent. People would get excited for the legends. They would play in order to get the legends. Fast forward to now. You're telling me they brought back the whole system that they had where you had to say this page. Luckily, it's only 10, SP to unlock. So I just buy this, right? I just need to buy this pack and unlocks this page. Then to unlock this page, it's 45. So I would have to buy something from here, right? Okay, that's fair. Then to unlock this page, I have to spend 150. I don't want any of these things. Why am I being forced to buy things I don't want? Why on earth did you think it was a good idea to bring back this old format for the season pass? Because, boys, if you guys are new to the game, this format, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, this format was, installed or put together way back in the day, man. I feel like it was probably the first, I think for Del Piero, when Del Piero barely came out, I think this is the type of system they had in place for the season pass. But people were complaining about it, and they took it away, and last season for JJ, it was perfect. You didn't have to spend or waste your SP on things you didn't want, right? But now, like I said, I have to spend on things I don't want in order to unlock certain things. We move on. 150 to unlock this page. It's just, boys, I don't know, man. Like, what is Strikers doing, bro? What is Strikers doing, man? You can't, you're supposed to keep us happy. The gameplay, even they know it. The fucking developers in Strikers know that we're not happy with the gameplay. They're not fixing things we're asking to be fixed. They're not doing anything to keep the gameplay up to par. So at least give us, the ability to let us pick what we want to buy from the team pass. They're like, fuck no. You guys are going to freaking spend all your SP on things you don't want so you can buy more SP to unlock more pages.
Bingo. Same with eFootball. It all comes down to greed. The first development company, which it looks like it's going to be goals, hopefully. They have some issues too that I just ranted about forever. Not as part of this video, but as part of my stream. You can go watch that if you want. Because as much as it's ranting, it's true. And before you waste your time and money, whether you like how harsh I am against rap players because I know how detrimental they are to the game, whether you agree with how hard I am on them or not, whether you agree with a lot of the negativity you think that I'm spreading, it's because I see where these games are going. I've been playing these games my whole life. I see what the end game is for these development companies. And for strikers, they're milking every penny out of every player because the game's going under, guys. They have these meetings where they can tell based on the players, based on compared to the other games, compared to the trends when other games crash before they go under. They know they're going under. Yes, people can say, "Oh, that's not a fact." It's not. All you have to do is read between the lines and look how they're doing things. The whole point of this system that Pantera is talking about is to get you to go to the store to buy star points. You buy LP to then turn them into star points to get through these pages you don't want, to then buy the stuff you do, and that's a way for them to maximize profit. The old system didn't maximize profit. Same way that Konami won't switch their gambling system because they don't want you to go buy each player for, let's say, $30, $50, $70. They want you to sometimes get a great pull where you spend 30 and you get messy and you feel like you got a great deal, but the next pack you're spending 150 or you're emptying out the pack or whatever the total cost is. And then the next one you're spending maybe 70. Then the next one you get another good pull at 20, but then you go right back to spending 140 and you to get one player, the other players you don't even want. The packs in UFL have that same type of system, and their Team Pass has that system. But Konami's making hand over fist and has way more players. Strikers is just trying to take this cult following they have because the numbers are already so bad for UFL, and they're not even treating you guys like actual players that they appreciate for actually playing their game when many others like myself have left the game. Instead, they look at you guys who stayed and they say, we have to take even more money from these guys. It is insanity. Just read between the lines and you can see for yourself.
It is just an absolute joke, man. And I'm really, really heated. Boys, this morning when I woke up and I saw this, I was like, are you fucking taking the piss? Are you taking the fucking piss? Like, why would you bring this back, man? Like I said, I understand it from a business point of view, kind of. But why would you change the format? Like, and this is the thing. You never know what you're going to get with strikers. They're always changing shit. So you never know what you're going to get. The same thing over here. For the Legend, the last season. This was, what is it? Now it's 29 packs to get Cafu. I think before, who was the last Legend? Lampard was 30. JJ was 22. And Cafu was now 29. Why not keep it the same number? Like, why are you teasing us? Thinking in the last season, JJ was only 22. We thought you lowered it, and we thought that every legend coming after that was going to be 22. No, you play with us, you play with our emotions, and you bump it back up to 29. It is just an absolute joke, boys, an absolute joke. It's just a complete and utter joke, man. It's a complete and utter joke. And this is why, like, this game, anybody that says this game is in a good spot, bro, stop lying, bro. It's like, just stop lying. Look,
Thank you. You mother effers that keep coming into my stream when I'm playing goals, when I'm playing eFootball, when I'm playing Marvel Rivals, because it's like I gotta get away from the trash that these football games are producing. When I'm playing, I was getting my ass knocked out, one knockout after the other on Undisputed the other day, which isn't even a very good boxing game, by the way. They did a terrible job. Wasted their money on licenses, apparently. But the bottom line is, UFL, and they'll say, go back to UFL, bro, we need your tactics, we need this and that. Bro, tactics don't mean shit. Run down to the corner, run back and forth, and cross the ball, lob cross it to a big striker. Or try to play a through ball from the glitch angle to get an automatic goal. Or just line your midfield up with long rangers and take 50-yard shots. Oh, well, they're taking that out Tuesday. Okay, fine. Start going for the lob crosses only then, if you want a guaranteed goal. If not, try to get that finesse shot angle and just put it upper 90 with the finesse shot, like every time. The game is totally trash. No different than eFootball. You can play great football, way better than any other game, but it means jack shit when you get punished for trying to play good football because all you have to do is turn on Smart Assist and clear the ball, clear the ball, clear the ball until finally Smart Assist sends your striker on perfectly and you score a goal and win 1-0. Or you do that 2 or 3 times and win 3-2, whatever, to nothing or 1, right? Because the player playing true football can't get by the defense that's, the opponent playing with one blue or double blue, which is totally defensive if you don't know eFootball. And they just let the AI adjust their team, win the ball, clear it up, score a couple goals, and that's it. The fact that there's so many losers that are wasting their time to play like that when it is pointless, it's not even football, that's an even bigger joke. Not to mention spending money to get top players to do that. But UFL is in the same boat, only it's never been good football since the first patch. I repeat, the football as it relates to being a true simulator of the actual sport, after the first update, it's gone downhill to the point where now it's not true football at all. Your ability to time tackles, cut off passing lanes and all that, that's not what helps you, rewards you defensively. And the build up, your ability to pass and move and use the third man, up, back, and throughs and all that, that's not rewarded in UFL. The ability to create actual chances, release your attackers in good, high percentage scoring chances, that's not rewarded in UFL. You're more likely to score from 50 yards on a long ranger shot than you are on many of the shots in the box, because the goalie just automatically saves those. But then the 50-yard shots or the certain angle shots are automatic goals. Right? It's more of like a scripter going to those guaranteed angles to score rather than actually playing football and creating beautiful plays, beautiful goals, right? So that's different from eFootball where you just aren't rewarded for playing good football. You get way more opportunities, right? Way more likelihood of winning a game when you just turn on Smart Assist, park the bus, and then hoof the ball forward. Two different things. Same joke of an outcome with terrible football simulators. That's a nightmare to play for anybody really looking to play football. That's the bottom line.
Cover this game. I've always said, boys, I want this game to succeed. I really do. But sometimes, I don't know who is behind these decisions that, why would you bring back this format, man? Why would you bring back this format? This game is so dead already. People in my Discord, boys, very, very, top players, they quit the game already. They went back to FC, which is, I'll talk about FC right now, but they went back to FC. They're leaving this game. Many people are leaving this game because they're not.
Notice he doesn't even mention eFootball, and you can't blame him. You can't blame people like Anders Vergang for laughing at eFootball, guys, because how big of a joke they made it. It's a travesty because of how good the game is underneath it, but you can't blame players for not even looking at eFootball as an option.
Not fixing the gameplay. They're not fixing the main issues. And now, not only is the gameplay atrocious, now they're cooking us with the freaking Team Pass, boys.
Shouldn't surprise you, bro. You got to look at the pack system in these games. People always say UFC's not free to play. FC, neither is UFL. You need these ability perks in order to get the best stuff. Just like with their season pass, you need to buy star points to get this stuff that you actually want and at a quick enough pace to actually use it in the current season. It's all way bigger schemes in these other games. Doesn't mean that EA Sports hasn't done it in the past, but because FC players, more than any other game, whether you like those players or not, whether you came from that player base and despise EA Sports, those players speak up more than any other game. They have way more content creators that speak up, and EA Sports is way smarter when knowing when they need to reel it in and give the players more of what they want, right? They still are idiots. They still screw up a lot, but you don't have anything like Smart Assist in FC, and out of all these games, guys, my FC team, even though it's an Evolutions to Glory, my FC team the past 3-4 years has just been by the game, and then my team is my team. I packed Hullet, I've packed Mbappe, I packed him in 24. I don't put an extra cent into FC. I've got hundreds in my UFL team, and I got thousands in my eFootball team. So you could say free to play, but the free to play games have cost me way more than the game that I spent $100 to get the Ultimate Edition, and then I don't put another penny into the game.
Cooking us with a Team Pass. I just don't believe this, man. I just don't believe this. Like I said, they're trying to make the most money possible, but this isn't the move, man. This is not the right move for you guys. 2 games. And by the way, I can only play 2 games because after that, I tried getting into a game and it's like broken. I cannot play a match, boys. I can't play a match to save my life. I played 2 games, like I said, boys, and I just can't get connected to any other game. It's not, the servers aren't working. I don't know what's going on, but everybody in my Discord as well is saying they can't get connected, into a match. Who knows what the fuck is going on, man? But the main thing is, like I said, I played 2 games, and those 2 games, yes, the gameplay felt a little better, but for the most part, the same broken mechanics, the same broken exploits are still in the game, boys. They're still in the game. The main issues that they need.
Yes, and Eugene said that they'll be removed 210, which, by the way, great move to not line it up with your initial release. Smart. And another thing, if it doesn't show you like just the overall stupidity in UFL and strikers, why do you have an individual? There's people that are on UFL or eFootball that I talk about UFL to, or even FC, that never gave this game a chance. They go, who the fuck is Eugene? Well, in UFL, the CFO or CEO, I think it's a CFO, but one of their corporate guys actually posts more about the game on his personal account than they do in the actual UFL accounts. So the only way you get this certain information is if you like or follow this random fuck in UFL. How do you know how many people are sitting there going, who the hell is Eugene? No other game does that. It's not like in EA Sports is like, hey, Roger said that EA Sports has Ronaldo's coming or swaps are coming, or hey, in eFootball, Kazagamara is saying that fucking this is coming, or like only UFL has their actual CFO that's like trying to get famous, or I don't know what it is, but put these leaks, put these updates on your actual game socials where normal players would go to look, right? It's so dumb. Like if you're just a random player and you come see like Eugene, who the fuck is Eugene? Is he a content creator? Is he? No. He's a fucking CFO or CEO of UFL that posts shit on his personal account that the game doesn't post on the socials. So you get the most updated news if you follow his personal stuff. Talk about an absolute joke, dude. Like, it just goes on and on.
Need to fix. They're not fixing them. They're not fixing them. This is why I wanted to do this rant video, because the team pass was a problem, but not playing the game, still coming up against the long shots that are just very, very annoying. Still coming up against the freaking, what is the other thing? The heading and crossing. It's just, and that one is the one that pisses me off the most, boys. The heading and crossing is the one that pisses me off the most, because this fucking exploit has been in the game since the very beginning. Bro, it's been over a year. How on earth is this still in the game? How on earth is it still in the game? I don't understand.
Because it's a rip from FIFA 16 allegedly. Now, if this is not true, name any other reason, because all we've ever gotten, and this is why I pulled this up, all we've ever gotten is a scripted interview with that Eugene guy with Nanik. Now, at the beginning, Nanik was getting shit for being a shill. This guy right here. He was the biggest UFL content creator. This is when I started. And Nanik was actually very supportive of me. And he did give me a lot of help behind the scenes. He saw the potential. And he was awesome. But then he started seeming very much like, hey, man, you need to release this many videos. And you can't do this. And, like, it was like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, he's more of a guy, like, he's an FC creator that won't play the game a lot. But he'll show you, like, how to finish these SBCs. How to get these packs, and like open his rewards and say, oh, are these rewards good or not? And I respect it because he has 20K or however many followers he has, and he was easily the biggest for a smaller game, like a newer game like UFL. And me, when he first reached out and showed support of me, I had 400 or 500 subscribers. That's it. So shout out to him for that. But then he was pissing me off, and a couple of things he did was like, he did this scripted interview with Eugene. And it's like, bro, I would have just told him no, because all that did was you asked him questions that he told you to ask him and he had prepared answers for. And there was a lot of shit we wanted to know, including about this skin system and this upgrades that ended up being a joke. They got rid of the skin system, right? So all these things are why I eventually left UFL. When people are like, oh, you left the game and oh, you keep going game to game to game, it's because I'm not going to support a game or try to push even one player, guys. I'm a smaller creator, but even one player into these nightmares. And if I do, I'm going to correct the issue and tell you guys what's going on, and then you can make your decisions. Like Iron Man in the chat says, when I first started, I was excited to buy the packs when I first put them onto UFL. He created a new account after that, and then now he's having more fun because he has an RTG account, which is crazy because you've seen, like playing with no what they call ability perks similar to FC playstyles is extremely hard. So kudos to Iron Man for doing that. But you notice how he said when I first put him on UFL. So I feel responsible. I feel responsible when I got my boy Phil into eFootball, and the game's an absolute joke, and he's still playing it. But I'm not gonna lie to him and say, "Oh, I'm glad I got you into this game. It's a great game." No, I'm gonna be like, "Bro, I would stop doing this or stop wasting your money. I know I've wasted my money, but I'm an idiot. Like, I'm not going to try to save face or only show the good parts, not stream anymore because these games are like a joke and only show the highlights to make myself look good. No, whether I look good or bad or anything, frustrated, crashing out, I'm going to show it all because it represents what a normal player probably goes through every game session. And so even if this isn't a rip from FIFA 16, the fact that the former number one player in the world comes into my stream and fills me in on this information, and it matches, because it would explain if they ripped FIFA 16, because the game began development in 2016, it would explain why many of these glitches are still in the game, because they can only change so much, right? You copy, and it's like cheating on a test. You copy and paste the answers on a math test, but the teacher says, remember to show your work. Well, you can get the answers down and have that base. Okay, good. Now show your work. And now you fuck everything up because you didn't really know. You ripped the original. And that's where you get a lot of these glitches, these errors in coding. Okay? It makes sense because otherwise, again, why would a lot of this shit be in there the entire fucking game and they can't remove it? Which makes the game pointless to play.
And then you know what the funny thing is, and it makes it even worse, right? They patch it, right? And then a couple of months after, it comes back. They patch it again, a couple of months after, it comes back. Boys, I've never played a fucking game where they patch something and then a couple of months after it comes back. I've never played a game where an exploit is a thing, right? A certain exploit in the game is a thing. They patch it, and then a couple of months after, it comes back.
Yeah, I've literally said all this already. Like, the bottom line is, we had a era of UFL where you would do a long cross the field switch with L1 triangle. This was after they removed the lob through balls, okay? You do the L1 triangle switch, it goes from your back to your opposite winger on the run, perfect ball every time. You would run a couple feet with your winger after that long switch and play an L1 square cross, and Holland would dunk it in. Guess what's happening now? You can just L1 square and get it dunked in by typically Holland or whoever else. It's the same exact thing minus the long cross the field switch. The 50-yard shots, we had the same thing but with finesse shots. You could literally get the ball 30 yards out, cut in with Messi or Salah or Vinny or whoever. Didn't even matter if they had, like, it was just stats and stuff. It was back in the skin era. Mbappe was broken. He was, for whatever reason, the most broken. Even though you would think he'd be a better striker. So you'd put him on the wing, cut in, take these finesse shots. You can go watch my Daily Grind series. Over and over and over again, 50-yard shots would go in. They finally nerf it. Guess what? A version of that's back. It's just with long-ranger shots. Now, instead of curling into the upper corner and the goalie missing them every time, you shoot them straight on into the upper corner and the keeper misses them every single time. Same with the glitch through balls. You play from a certain angle, it locks your defense up. It's a complete joke. These are all reasons, like what this video is saying, guys. I made this video months ago, and I'm glad I did because I feel like every player that I saved from this game, if they're watching now, they're like, thank you, bro, because otherwise I would have lost months of insanity, or months of sanity because I quit, so I got my sanity back. Months of wasting my time and money buying players for no reason, right? I just did it in eFootball with the hopes of being able to play and get around smart assistants, have some fun. But just like Nick, like when he's going crazy every other game, The only difference is I can't put up with that necessarily, and he can't either because he'll typically go back to FC. But I take it a step further, and it's just like looking at the player base and saying, guys, what the fuck are we doing? To all you rat losers, what are you doing, bro? To you rat losers in eFootball and UFL, you can't just play football, win or lose. You can't just pass and move and, play the sport that you're trying to play a simulator of. How does that make sense? If I go play Madden, American football, and my quarterback gets the ball and I can either just play the game regular, win or lose, choose plays, choose a running play or a throwing play, choose different defenses, play football and learn how to get better. And when I win, it's skill. Or I can do a glitch where if I do a certain play with my quarterback, he can't be tackled and I score every time. Now, what these losers are doing would be equivalent to me doing that play where I can't get tackled every time. So say I do that and I go undefeated. I become the number one ranked player in the world. I get all the different rewards you get for that. And then what? At the end of it, how is it worth it? If I'm just doing that and I don't have a channel or anything, then I'm a complete fucking loser because what did I get from, what enjoyment did I get from that? It wasn't American football. And if I try to stream that, who's going to watch that? No one's going to watch me just run a glitch or glitches the entire fucking time. So that's going to be a bomb. No one's going to watch. So there is no point into what these losers are doing, and they're still doing it. Guys, what are we fucking doing? And to the rest of us that keep playing these games, including me, how insane are we? How insane are we, truthfully?
I just don't understand this development team, man. I don't get it. And look, I don't know shit about developing a game, but if you don't know how to do it, don't do it, bro. You know what I mean? It's like they hire people that don't know what they're doing. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's the fucking truth, man. I'm sick and tired of them releasing update after update after update. They fix one thing, something else gets broken. They fix that thing, another old exploit comes back in the game. It's a never-ending cycle with Strikers, boys. And look, I'm not saying I'm going to quit the game. I love all of you guys, boys. Most of you guys still want to see me make content on this game. I made a poll, and you guys still want to see me make content. But at what point are we going to, just say, what, enough is enough, because Strikers over a year, it's the same problems, boys. And we're not asking for anything crazy. We're not asking them to revamp the whole game. We're just asking for the simple fucking things that have been exploits in this game, get taken out. Get taken out. The crossing and heading, like I said, been in the game before. It's back in the game now. What's another one? There's a specific through ball. I mentioned it in my video where I was giving them constructive criticism. The specific through ball where the defense freezes up and you can't do anything about it. They haven't fixed that. I mean, the input delay, they're never going to fix that. Let's face it. That's never going to get fixed. Look, I might be going overboard, but boys, I just had enough, boys. I have had enough, and I got really, really angry.
He's not going overboard, but what's funny is whoever's in here, if you know, you know. I'm just going to go out and say this. I sparked this. Now, he said in his Discord, and I totally believe him, that he said, hey, if they don't do good in this update, I am going to make a video. But this is why it's huge. There's not many English speakers left covering this game, right? And so you have to think, a majority of people watching me right now speak English. If not, they're going to watch that Richie guy. They're going to watch all them. Now, apparently this Richie guy is always happy-go-lucky, this boss man guy. Oh, the game's great, as he uses the R1, R2 glitch. And he's way worse than anybody for the game. He's some African actor that covers UFL now. And he's a total piece of shit. Because he's spreading all the nonsense as if it's skill. Pantera doesn't do that, dude. So that's where, even if I've said before, like, when he was playing the game, he was playing like, oh, this is what you have to be good to play UFL. That's what I'm going to use. The problem with that is that it's a dead-end way to be, because you might win now, but the game's never going to keep getting players, right? And you can't share content and expect that to have longevity, right? Because eventually a football game is going to come where you don't have to play and go, all right, guys, to be good, because that's what Dagger did, and now look where Dagger's at. He's long gone. He shared, like, okay, UFL, the name of the game is find broken shit and abuse it. He approached the game like that, and he got somewhat of a following, mainly noobs and rats, honestly, that didn't care to play football, that looked at the game like, oh, this is the fun of this game is using the broken shit. And then slowly but surely, everyone disappears, and so does he, because it's not sustainable. It gets boring to do the same glitches over and over, and that's all you can do to win, because you suck. You don't have any skill. If you play a football simulator, you want to see football. If you play a hockey simulator, you want to play hockey. In Call of Duty, you might at first, because you're competitive, want to know the glitches to, man, if I stand right here, I can't be killed. So I'm going to stand right at this place and just shoot people running by. That might be cool for a little bit. You might get a couple videos that have crazy views because they want to see this glitch. But then after that, you're done for. You're done for, right? You can maybe get a little creative with it, but after that, you're done for. And you're also making the game look like shit and spreading this broken stuff that other players are going to exploit, which is ultimately terrible for the game. That's what's going on in all these games, guys. But content creators, they don't want to lose their viewers. That's where I didn't give a fuck. Go back and watch my rant videos. Everything Pantera, I'm going to randomly take them off mute. Watch.
And if they do, another problem comes in the game. Like, it's like they hire fucking, I don't even know who, boys. They pick up people from the street. I just don't get it. And I'm not trying to take a jab at these people that work for them. You know, maybe they're trying their hardest, but it's not fucking good enough. It's honestly not good enough.
Guys, have I not said that for months and months and months and months and months? This whole video, did I not say all this stuff for months and months and months? So eventually, I couldn't look at my views and look at my numbers. I'm not a big creator, so my numbers for UFL were by far the biggest. I was always one of the biggest English-speaking creators, because there's a decent amount of like Portuguese or Spanish creators, or that Richie guy is Italian. But those assholes over there that are just acting like the game's okay, and then people come in like, what's wrong with you? Richie's a nice guy. Okay, I don't give a fuck if his outward-facing attitude towards the game is nice guy and this and that, because he knows this shit. How do I know? Because he used the through ball glitch against me, because this boss man KD did nothing but hold R1 R2 and use a glitch against me. These assholes know what they're doing. They know that it's not good for the game, and they never, ever talk about it. So in that sense, I'll always respect Pantera. But I've also said all this shit for months and months and months and months. And the only reason I came back wasn't to disrupt anybody or whatever. It was to call content creators on their bullshit, because a lot of you players are coming into my channel, same with eFootball, and saying like, oh, can you play this? What about this? And it's like, bro, we've known that's not going to be removed. Bro, you don't know about this, you don't know about this. And it's like, the people covering these games on a daily basis are not doing a good enough job, as far as they don't owe the creators, or the viewers have to decide who they follow. They don't legally, they can just act like the game's great. Pantera could be saying the game's great like Richie and Bossman do. So I respect him for that, but I left months ago because of this. So all the people who say, oh, you go from game to game to game, it's because I'm not going to support a game and act like it's okay and bring all these players into the game when I know the game's dog shit, when I know they'll be wasting their time and money and probably won't enjoy the game anyway. They'll do all this just to say this sucks, right? So I don't know. I'm not going to go to FC because it's so watered down, and a vast majority of my community, even though it's the safest game to play right now. Even with the inconsistent gameplay and the broken shit in that game and whatever, with the state of eFootball, smart assist and the cross spamming and everything else in UFL, with all the shit we're listening to now, the safest game, whether you guys want to admit it or not, I know a lot of you hate FC, and rightfully so because of EA Sports, but the safest game is FC. Goals, when it comes out, that will be the safest game. Now, I hope they fix several things. I hope the overall energy from like the initial members of the community that just participated the longest in the alpha, I hope that changes, because it was very toxic. It was very, you're right, like you can be called toxic for calling out these players, which is what I get called all the time, and it's okay. That small number of people that don't get it, I don't care. Vast majority of you guys get why I do what I do and why I get so upset. But as long as good football can be played, that's all I care about. So if goals can reshape the direction of the game, take out some of the exploitable stuff that kind of sparked the negativity, allow their community to grow, and like get rid of this central area where like these certain players that played the game the whole time almost serve like acting as gatekeepers. So someone like this Selcho guy, who's a complete tool bag, constantly abusing shit in the game, but doing it like, oh, look, guys, this is broken and this is broken. Oh, if you don't want to take this out, goals, look what I can do, right? And then just dogging on other players that don't meet their standards. Like, that creates a terrible atmosphere. So luckily for the game to succeed, you need way more players. If that happens, goals can easily take over all these games where we can just play and enjoy football. It's still fun to pack the make-believe players that are unique to your team, that are epics that you can upgrade to mythics or upgrade to legendary or maybe mythic. Playing a mode like knockout, which is their version of champs, to try to get more loot, to get these players that you can try to upgrade that might start in your reserves, go to your bench, and then next thing you know, they're superstars. Play a player all the way to retirement that becomes a superstar in your team. Like, that's a cool little unique breath of fresh air type of design for players. But most importantly, out of everything I'm saying, is that goals can't have a situation where videos like this are being created. And it's the same thing that goes on in eFootball and FC. They have to create a game where no matter what, you turn on the game, you get to play football. No game's going to be perfect. But if they can stay away from videos like this being made, and to be honest, Goals had a few of that from that main community I'm talking about. Certain players streaming and other ones coming in, dogging out the devs, dogging out certain aspects while showcasing like how bad it was, which made the game look bad. If they can stay away from that type of stuff, we might just have a great football game coming that we all can play. Until then, I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm never going to judge what you do. I think I'm insane in a way that I keep, even if long shots get removed, that I play UFL or eFootball. So take it with a grain of salt. If you're like me and you just love football games and you have to play one, okay, take it with a grain of salt. Just like if I create content, that's the first thing I'll say is, I'm not saying this is going to be a great experience. I'm not even going to say it's going to be good football. But this is what we have right now. And at the very least, it'll be an experience we can see together. Maybe it will wake us up to the point where we never come back. Maybe some miracle will happen along the way and we'll watch these games transform at least one of them into a great game. Wishful thinking would be all of these games start going down the right direction, right path. But if we're smart, we're not going to, nobody would just think that off the bat. That's totally faith-driven, fat chance, better chance of hitting the lottery. So I'll be back. Not sure what I'll be playing, not sure what I'll be doing. I really want to hear from you guys in the comment section, but what's your take on this? If you follow my channel, does this not resonate with everything I've been saying? I mean, this is verbatim what I've been saying for months and months and months. Better late than never. Again, I respect Pantera. I'm glad. I mean, this is important to put out there because he is a bigger creator for English speakers right now, one of the few left in UFL. But it doesn't mean that anything's going to change because we've already said all this over and over and over. And Strikers has never responded in any type of way. But we'll see what happens. Again, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. I truly want to know about this, eFootball, about everything. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on TikTok and X. And look at my YouTube bio for ways you could support the channel while getting great perks. I also would love for you guys to jump in my Discord. It's totally free. And we talk about all this stuff 24/7. Players all over the world are in there. There's always players you can ask questions to, so make sure you check that out. The link to that is in the YouTube bio as well. I'll see you guys on the next one.